Well, I mean,
the Earth has to be round because we have hop-up.
Bro, it's like, this is an American thing, dude. Like,
Hey, you play ball or you can get dunked on. That's just how it works.
every man wants to die in battle or a ship sinking.
I don't want to die in a ship sinking.
Yeah.
But it's like,
take a gun.
there's a...
Are you just picturing like the whole ship is sinking and the bow's in the air and you're standing on the bow like this?
It looks so good.
You had your eyes checked recently?
Yeah, actually I had to because I need new contacts.
Yeah, your doctor needs to be fired.
The crossover and transition. There's fields where we literally can't run that game mode. And not even California necessarily. Like, California's pretty good, I would say, in terms of tactics and also understanding of being able to follow rules, except for the shitheads, but those are everywhere. But we go to some other, like, states in the Midwest.
It must be that West Coast humor,
some more.
I guess.
Oh, dude, Airsoft on the West Coast versus the East Coast is completely different.
That's actually a good topic to talk about.
Save it.
I don't know if you want to hear it. As far as our guys.
Yeah.
I hope you say it's better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to chime in about that one.
I'm going to chime in. I'm going to say the East Coast is better.
I'm going to say I've been out here
Agree,
twice.
The East Coast is better.
I've been out here twice in the last 6 weeks, and I've had more fun at these events than the one we had last week in California.
I'll be honest.
What you can't see is the gun I'm pointing at him underneath the table.
No, they actually might on the white shot.
I mean, it's only airsoft, no worries. I take those for a living, pretty much.
This will make them call their hits.
Yeah, man. What I'll say is like the style of gameplay is very different. Even with like the Milsim teams out there, they hit very few like wide open, like true Milsim layouts.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot of
Man, you're getting into it. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Zulu
what's up,
24
guys?
podcast. As always, I'm joined by Jordan from Zulu Outdoor. Tonight we have some special guests. We have the Tactical League crew. Sorry, I was fucking blanking on that. Mike, and I forget your name,
You go first.
I'm Cameron.
Oh, okay.
I'm Alex. All my friends just refer to me as autistic.
Oh, you'll fit right in.
Yeah, solid start.
So we just finished up today the Conquest New York from Tactical League, and went very well in my opinion. I think it was fine. I heard nothing but good things. So congratulations, gentlemen.
Yeah, appreciate it. It was an awesome event. Appreciate the opportunity to come out here once again to the Zulu 24 field out here in New Windsor. Absolutely one of the best fields we're able to go to every year. And this is our fourth event. I thought it was our third. Got reminded it was our fourth. So, yeah, super happy with the turnout. I think we ended up in the triple digits by the time game time started. Today was our flagship battlefield event on the East Coast. We just held it in Los Angeles on the West Coast last weekend. Turned out, I think, 140, 150 players, and then hit triple digits today on the East Coast. And yeah, I mean, you know, we're always trying to improve in every event we host, and we felt like today, in terms of some of the mechanics and stuff, just went really smoothly. Shout out to the players, you know, that helps. But
I think you guys lucked out, man. You guys hit the weather fucking dead on. It's some sweet weather you guys are dealing with.
Felt like San Diego, man. I'm not gonna lie. I stepped off the tarmac at EWR and felt the breeze and the sunshine, and it was very confusing because I've been out to New York a handful of times now, and it's usually a lot more swampy in terms of like humidity.
Fucking frozen.
And there was that, yeah. Dude, I almost lost my toes that night, by the way. It was crazy. I couldn't get an Uber for like 2 hours. I had wet boots from the morning, and man, I almost cried.
The first one rained. The second one was hot as balls. The third one, it was snowing. We're just like, Jesus, this sucks.
I just kind of assume that's like other parts of the country, no offense at this point, just being from Southern California, like we're such about weather. I was cold on like the flight over this morning. So yeah, man.
No, I mean, I was bitching all day and being like, I thought it was going to be colder. This is New York in September. The fall is starting. I was like,
no, we're still good.
What? I feel like heat waves are following me. When I was out here for Filato Arena, they were like, it's a heat wave. It followed you from California. And I'm like, 6 weeks later, I'm still sweating. When is it getting cold out here?
Come back in a month and a half. It'll be cold.
No, I mean, November, it starts to get chilly.
That's what people said, like November 1st. After that, you're probably doing... It's going to be chilly. And I think, you know, the worst thing about airsoft is the heat.
I say it's the cold.
No, it's the heat.
I can't really speak to the cold. I've only run a couple events in snow, and it does suck. My boots were wet. That didn't help. I didn't have waterproof fucking boots, which like I didn't know I needed that. The heat does suck though, especially if you're a bigger boy.
Well, I just know that come like middle of November, early December, I have to put my gas guns away.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and I don't like that.
No, we run a gas only game, a tactical league event to start the year every year in January.
Yeah, but in California.
Yeah. It's like
But in California.
60 degrees,
Yeah.
which is like
Southern California.
chilly.
Hey, Dave,
60 degrees?
You got to wear a light like sweater or something. You know?
Dave, you want to go to California in January?
No, because it's California.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not what you think it is.
I know, but
I don't know
perception is reality.
I don't. That's true. Yeah.
The only place in my mind more communist than New York is California.
I think that's fair in a lot of parts. What I will say, as someone who travels the country, I'm also very biased. I'm a native Californian, grew up out there, born and raised. Shout out to all the Mexicans in Inland Empire.
Can you say that?
He's Mexican.
For sure.
Yeah. No.
For sure. No, I got an army out there, bro. Don't worry about
For
it.
a Mexican, that's like calling out your mom. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Hi, mom. Like that's basically what you just did.
It's different when you're in the city versus the rest of Southern California.
I've heard that.
Well, just
Los
like
Angeles, as someone who worked out there for like 12 years, is a completely different world. It has its other benefits. There's always something to do. You're within 60 minutes of literally anything you want to do, whether it's snow, beach, desert, camping, fishing. It's all there. You just have to deal with crazy people in the cities, overreaching politicians, and traffic and fucking high rent prices. But if you can maintain that, like, it has a lot of perks as well. The airsoft scene isn't as good, quite frankly, just because it's pubs, fields, and there aren't a lot of AOs from Milsim. So there's Victorville, which is the big one.
Yep.
AMS just recently started Desert Center. And then everything else is like Pubs Fields, Hill 559 has something in NorCal.
What do you mean by pubs fields?
Pubs Fields,
Public.
it's our vernacular for public fields. Fields where you can show up, pay a flat fee for the day, and
So Zulu.
play. Yeah, like
Zulu.
exactly.
But it's like, for example, George Air Force Base. You can't just show up there on a Saturday and be like, "Oh, we're here to play airsoft." They're like, "Yeah, who are you?" Like,
Well, you could.
I mean,
you might get arrested, but
yeah,
you
like
could try.
let's not try that. But if you, I mean, there's some good buildings there if you want to go practice some CQB or something like that.
Find some dead
but you know,
bodies, and it happens.
that has happened. That has happened.
I've heard that from multiple people.
We were
One of our
there.
buddies found it.
No, it's trust me, it has actually happened. I've seen the police there to respond to a corpse.
Fantastic. That's Milsim.
The true Milsim right there.
Good Lord.
But
Is
yeah,
it a real Milsim if there's not the slight decay of a corpse in the background?
Right?
Well, there's only one true Milsim, as we know. But
I didn't see a corpse there.
on that point, because I know it's discussed in some circles. I'm not gonna say heavily discussed, but as a marketer, someone coming at it from that angle.
Oh, yeah.
For me, I'll just say it's a tool to be able to call all of the Milsim lights and that world Milsims. I don't consider tactically a Milsim, for the record. We're a hybrid combat focused format. We're not a Milsim. But as a marketer, like me being able to talk to people who don't know what airsoft is, to be able to say, hey, Milsim is this general thing.
Yeah.
It's very helpful. As someone like trying to sell tickets and trying to sell events.
Oh, sure.
So
Yeah.
on that discussion, I'm sure there's a whole argument to the other side, and I understand the nuance of it, especially as someone who's been doing it for a number of years now. But it's also helpful to have a term that the general kind of public understand.
I've said that for years because there's not like, if you're going to critique it and say it's a shitty term, come up with a better one. And there's not. Like the airsoft
Milsim and Milsim Light.
Yeah, the airsoft community has been around for 20 years heavily. We'll call it that. There's not a term that can replace Milsim. So if that company wants to keep we're the true Milsim, okay, we'll come up with a better term that we can use, because right now it's a blanket statement. It covers the majority of that part of the industry.
Yeah, but from Josh Warren's own mouth on a podcast he was on,
Yeah.
Milsim is a marketing term.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a flavor of airsoft.
Yeah.
It's provocative and the people love it.
I was gonna say it
Now
makes
it is,
so
yeah.
much sense.
Now
Like
it
shout out to Josh and like them putting that out, and I just see his comments on Facebook and like, good for you, man. Just fucking, you're at the top.
Yeah.
You're at the top, and people react to it, and just keep pumping it out there. I'm not here to shit
fantastic.
on it. I'm just saying, as someone trying to raise all boats a little bit, right? Just because I'm working across so many different brands right now. That term is like very helpful when I'm talking to someone who doesn't even know what airsoft is, to be like, this is pubs, or whatever you guys call it out
Sure,
here.
right.
We just call it open play.
Open play.
This is Tactical League, its own kind of middle ground. And then this is like the general Milsim. And then I describe Milsim West in like the longer formats as like, this is more like hardcore real Milsim.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's you
Well,
know,
I also,
the general category.
we've talked
right?
about it 1,000 times. Milsim West is not Airsoft; it's an experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
you're paying
military
for-
simulation.
Yeah.
I mean, it,
Correct.
it really is. I mean, being in the military and doing that stuff is not that fun. A lot of, like digging foxholes, hiking, doing patrols. It's a slog, you know.
imagine
So
it's
then
fucking stressful.
having to experience that and then having to pay money for it for me is frankly a little ludicrous. But it's the airsoft industry, and that's kind of what it is. It's kind of paid suffering a little bit, but we love it.
Yeah,
You know how I know you're a pogue?
Tell me,
Because you call it a foxhole.
that's fair. It's a fighting hole.
That's right. You hide in a foxhole.
I watch a lot of World War II history. I'm getting to that.
I'm just giving you shit.
That phase in my life. So I'm used to foxholes, Belgium, the fucking, we were hiding in the foxholes as the trees were
Yes,
exploding.
the army was
Back when
hiding
the
in
fucking
foxholes.
real war was happening, I guess.
Right?
Well, I mean, that was some hardcore shit.
It was.
Like, but the Pacific, even more hardcore. Even more hardcore. The army was there,
They had
you
some-
were there,
They had some good units.
but your PR was fucking awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where you fucked up.
Yeah.
The Marines claimed that.
Good for
We
the
did do
Marines.
more. Like, we led the charge. The army kind of.
and now we're a history podcast.
But
Well,
now,
no. So
now
they had
the Marines are the most prestigious.
now.
Well, yeah.
Always.
Well, let's not go there.
Always. It's all right though. Yeah. I won't go down that.
No,
rabbit
go
hole.
on, Dave. Continue.
No, we love the Army. It's fine. Because without the Army, without the Marine Corps, the Army would have nothing to look up to. So
That's fair.
It's fine.
No one to give their shit to.
yeah, for real. Hey, we're done with this 20 years ago. Give it to the Marines. Like, we're like, oh, Brad, it's only got a little bit of rust on it.
Well, I got to put out the obligatory. We're all a team. All armed forces. We are all a team fighting towards one goal. We love you all, but the Marines are always better.
Ooh, I didn't say it. That's Tactical League. Cameron said that. So
I was gonna say, this does not
I'll say it
represent
once and I'll
Tactical
say it
League's
again.
views in any way. I cannot speak to.
Because
this guy's
what we talked about a lot, I'll bring it back in, is marketing. Marketing is important. And the Marine Corps of all the military branches has the best marketing. Perception is reality. Therefore, Marine Corps, best branch.
best fighting branch for sure.
Best looking branch, best fighting branch.
I don't like Marpat.
Biggest dicks.
Marpat.
That's actually measured.
Marpat
No, that was actually
is
measured.
it's true.
I don't like Marpat.
No, Marpat's the best.
Marpat was
you
the
just
first
took ACU
biohazard
and made
camo,
it-
actually.
Oh.
Oh,
Marpat was the first adopted digital camo for the military.
it's cool. I
So
still
of
don't like
course
the colors.
it's effective.
Marine
I don't doubt
Marine
that.
pattern.
That's it. Marpat. Yeah,
It just doesn't look good with Ranger Green.
it does not.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, you need coyote. The Marine Corps
Yeah, the
really,
Marine Corps was-
the Marine Corps really went fucking deep on the coyote, bro.
Somebody bought stock in Coyote. Yeah,
Yeah, but here's the thing. Hate me, don't hate me. I don't care. Coyote Brown is ugly.
that's fine. But also, I just want to caveat too for everybody who's listening to this: we are both former Marines, so we're allowed.
I'm just shitting on
Pogue.
Coyote Brown.
I was an armorer.
I was a real Marine, but we're not going to go down that path. It's okay. Real Marines are made in Paris Island, and they're in the infantry.
Also, I was a Camp Pendleton Marine, so I guess that's 2 strikes.
No. Well, apparently in Pendleton, though, we're like way off target.
No, this is
This was happening outside already, and you were already
So-
calling us out on it, and now it's already.
No, but apparently in Pendleton, for like you guys' boot camp is tougher because of the terrain. So a lot of my seniors, so right before I got in, the Marine Corps was doing this thing where like if you went to boot camp on the East Coast, you got stationed on the West Coast, and vice versa.
Okay,
So
yeah.
all of my senior Marines were West Coast. They went to boot camp in West Coast and School of Infantry and all that stuff, and they would always say like the terrain out west is way worse. I guess there's like some mountain.
Yeah,
like,
no. So the kind of like, I guess when I was in, the lore was that the East Coast was bad because of like the bugs,
Yes.
the sand ticks,
Yes.
the sugar cookies in the sand and all that kind of stuff. The West Coast is bad because of the hikes. Like during the, I guess the combat portion of boot camp where you're doing all the hikes and you're up there. Yeah, the combat portion up in the range on Pendleton. Yeah, you're doing some hills and whatnot. And then the final portion that makes the Pendleton Marines is the Reaper.
That's okay. The Reaper. Yeah,
The Reaper, yeah. So you do this hike out. You've done the Crucible, so you've already been up for like 3 days with 2 hours of sleep. You're tired as fuck. You just ate your last cookie that you've been saving up from your MREs. They wake you up and you hike out to the base of the Reaper, and it's like this hill. You're like, it's dark. It's like 04 in the morning, and then the safety vehicle starts going up it, and you're like, holy fuck!
You
like
watch the headlights.
the
just go
headlights
vertical.
are just like. And it goes up, and you're like, oh, that's not bad. And then it flattens out, and then they turn left, and it goes up more, and you're like, fucking. Then they go up, and it flattens out, and then they turn right, and it goes up another step, and you're like, bro, this isn't one hill, it's 3. And you do the whole thing, it gets all moto. You run up the hill screaming your platoon number and all that stuff, all that moto Marine Corps shit.
Hell yeah.
And the thing I remember the most is getting to the top, and you form up. And they gave us all an orange and a fucking paper cup of yellow Gatorade, bro.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget that shit. We formed up. Our little company commander came out and gave us the "What Your Marines Now" speech. We did. I don't remember all the specifics of that whole thing. I feel like that was years ago, and I've drank a lot since then, and smoked a little bit of
What are you talking about?
nothing like that. But it was definitely a tough hike and profound experience, but the toughest part was hiking back, because you're like, the high is over. You've done this whole ceremony. You got your EGA. Your drill instructor.
They do it on top of the.
You do it on top of the Reaper.
Wow. Okay.
Like, so as you're in formation getting your EGA, the sun is coming up. Like it's
shit.
majestic. I'm gonna be honest.
Did you cry?
Yeah, like I
bawled like a fucking bitch.
I was going, yeah. I got injured in boot camp. I dislocated my knee and got dropped, and like I could have gone home and gotten like medically separated without disability. Don't get fucking crazy over there. And I was like, nah, I'm gonna stay. So then finishing out through the whole thing in boot camp for me was 21 weeks instead of just 13.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like this crazy, holy shit, I actually finished this crazy goal. But then the hike back, I was like, I regret this whole decision.
You just like, take your EGA and throw it. You're like, no.
The glory is over. But then you're like, we hiked out here. Now we have to hike all the way back. And you still haven't slept. It's still been 3 days of no sleep. Now you just hiked up a crazy hill. You had an orange and some Gatorade. And they're like, time to hike back. And it was the most monotonous hike. Like, you hike down the hill and you're just hiking along the road.
Yeah.
So there's just cars just passing you, and you're just
nothing to look at.
You're just, oh my God. Then you finished, you do the warrior breakfast, everything's good. Then you go do the whole Marine Corps thing, you do your deployments, you get out, you drink more. And here we are. Now you're doing an Airsoft podcast.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That was the Marine Corps for me, everybody. Yeah. Shout out to CLB 31 in Okinawa. I love you guys.
Did you eat way too much at the Warriors breakfast?
Man, I feel like I tried to, but I just wasn't that. Like, my appetite just wasn't there. I was so fucking tired.
Yeah.
I just wanted to go to bed. And the best part about the whole thing was you finish the warrior breakfast, you eat with your drill instructors, that's fun.
Just weird.
But then it was weird.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
But then you get back to the barracks, and then they're like, I'm going to go home and hang out with my wife and kids. You guys sleep for a day. And you're like, really? And they're like, yeah, all right, Private Ryan, my last name is Ryan. You have the first watch. And I'm like, fuck, that hurts already. But let's do it.
First watch is good.
Oh yeah,
first and last watch are good.
No, first watch, I got to just get it over with.
That's it.
My drill instructor came in a bunch of times, and I kept saying "Recruit Ryan" and saying reporting in. And he was like, "You're a Marine now, motherfucker," and you can stop reporting in every time.
Oh,
and then I woke up the fucking dude that was replacing me, and man, I slept.
You got 7 hours of uninterrupted sleep.
Yeah, and then the next day they're like, it's weird because then you're now a Marine and your drill instructors are like trying to teach you or trying to treat you with like that. But it's
forced.
It's
weird.
Yeah.
So at the Warriors breakfast, I ate far too much. Like, I was hurting, right? and our kill hat was sitting at our table, and it was weird. We didn't know, like, are we supposed to how are we supposed to talk to you right now? Like,
awkward.
We've got 12 weeks of ingrained programming.
Little animosity, I'm sure.
I don't know what to do.
You have the most subtle contempt for these people too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, at that point you respect them and you understand it a little bit, but at the same time you're like, you called me a fucking worthless.
That's all right. So
can we bleep that?
Yeah,
Can we
we
bleep that out? I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
That
That's why I
was
said,
said
like-
during, when I was in boot camp. They were saying stuff like that.
That was a quote, not.
Yeah, that was a direct. I apologize.
from California too.
Even
Well, listen,
Just wouldn't expect
I've
that.
said someone said before they were like, "Can you hang it out in New York?" And I was like, "I was born in '95 and was in the Marine Corps. Like, I got it."
You're fine.
you can hang in New York.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
good.
dude.
I'm telling you guys, California gets a bad rap, dude.
For real.
Most of it's
Man,
not like
Look,
that.
to be
Man,
fair,
I believe you.
We'll let them finish, and I'll give you my point about California.
So I ate way too much. I was in pain. I had like 3 steaks and like 4 omelets. I was just like, I haven't eaten in 6 weeks or 12 weeks. Or
What
whatever.
is the Warriors breakfast?
So after you're done with boot camp, right? We did not get our EGAs after that. So you do this thing called the crucible, right? Is it 3 days?
it was for me. It was 3 days, and each night you got like 2 to 4 hours of sleep. But either way, it's 72 hours, and the whole thing is like you sleep for less than 8 hours in 72 hours. You have 3 MREs that you
Yeah.
have to like.
What's funny is
portion
that,
out
like-
for yourself, it's like it's supposed to be you are on a 3-day combat op. How can you
Yeah.
fucking?
It's like sleep deprivation plus food deprivation, and then they throw in these puzzles that you have to do.
That I thought, like in hindsight, that was pretty fun though.
It was
Getting to
fun.
do like the tire swing with like the whole group of having to like move people across and stretchers across like tires and stuff like that.
They'll give you like a stretcher with a 200-pound dummy on it and some obstacle that you have to get this dummy over. And it's cool. You got to use your brain a little bit, and you're struggling because you are literally on 2 hours of sleep, and no food, or sometimes very little food or whatever. So then after that, after you're done with all that, there's a hump, force march, or whatever you want to call it, ruck. And I think our ruck it's not a far ruck, but for you at that point, it's a long ruck because you've got all your shit. I think it's 5 miles on the East Coast.
I don't know how long it was, but it felt like it could have been a mile. But at that point, you are so tired. You're so
Stay awake for 3 days, doing shit, expending 4,000 plus calories a day, and then try to march with all your shit for 5 miles.
after the adrenaline rush of just being, you're like, I'm a Marine. This is amazing.
No. We didn't have that.
Oh, you're not there yet. Oh, true. You mentioned,
So we did the crucible first. So after your ruck march, we went back to the barracks. We ruck marched back to the barracks or the pickup point. I can't remember. And then from there, you basically set your gear down and you go to the chow hall.
Okay.
And when you go to the chow hall, they do this thing called the Warrior's Breakfast, right? So up until this point, your calorie intake is heavily regulated by the Sodexo employees with the fucking internets. Like
nothing has changed.
Yeah, it's like you're not like, oh, can I get some potatoes and also some chicken? They're like, here's your food.
Yeah.
And then you take that food at 90 degrees, you do a left face, and you sit down at the table and you stuff your face because you don't know when the drill instructor is going to be like, get out. Because if somebody fucks up, they're like, get out. The only requirement that they have is that everybody has to at least have the chance to eat a bite of food.
Okay.
So if you're the last guy, I was a squad leader because I'm fucking awesome. So I was like one of the last people to fucking eat. So I am as quickly as possible marching to the table because I know that I have the shortest amount of time to put food in my mouth. And there was literally a time where I did not get a chance to eat, and they bought us Domino's pizza because they have to.
Yo, that shit happened. Like that shit really happened more than you'd think. I got to do gear watch sometimes because I got dropped, and when I got reintegrated back in, like I had to redo training I'd already done.
Yeah.
And I'd been on the depot at that point for months, so I kind of knew all the knowledge and everything.
Yeah.
The drill instructors knew that, so
Yeah,
I would
so
just
they
be
were just
like,
like-
they were like, yeah, have this guy do gear watch, and then the other drill instructor would be like, hey man, you want a Gatorade?
So
Yes, sir, please, a Gatorade.
yeah. So your chow is very structured, extremely structured, and it can go away like that.
Yep.
And when they say get up and get out, you pick a tray up, you throw out all the food that was on your plate, and you get the fuck out. That's just the way it is. The Warrior's Breakfast is the first breakfast that you have where you're kind of recognized a little bit.
Okay.
So it's like an hour and a half long. Like there's like a period of time which is a millennia.
Where you can relax.
Yes. Oh my God. It's like
where everything has been structured. You are counted down in everything that you did. Where like time is a distortion. Like that's a big part about boot camp. Is there's no watches.
Yeah.
The only people allowed to have watches is if you're on duty, so you can wake people up.
That's it.
There's no watches or clocks in the depot, in the squad bay. it's meant to almost be like a time deprivation kind of thing. So when you finally get a chance to like have a watch, like when you become a Marine, you can get a watch. And it's like,
We
oh
didn't
my
even
God,
do that yet.
I know what time it is.
Yeah.
For us, we got to do it on like Marine Day when your family comes and
Oh,
visits.
yeah.
You could go to the PX and get a watch.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my God, a watch,
so-
the craziest thing.
Yeah, right. So the Warriors breakfast means that you can just sit down and actually fucking eat.
Yeah.
And the Chow Hall serves steak and omelets and like all this fucking hype. It's amazing.
You can get
dude.
seconds.
Oh my! You can get thirds and fourths, dude. It's fucking amazing. And so
Dave did.
yeah, dude. So you sit at this table, and a drill instructor sits at the head of the table. They're sitting with you now, right, to symbolize we're all part of one thing. But it's so fucking awkward because they're like, all right, this is the point where you're supposed to like ask me a bunch of shit, and we're all just like I don't give a fuck about you right now. Like I need some calories, brother. And then after that, we went back to Squad Bay because it's a Warriors breakfast, right? We went back to Squad Bay. They kind of let you sleep or like do whatever. Like they call it drill. Was it drill instructor or senior drill instructor square away time or whatever? Fuck. So you could sleep if you wanted to, or you could do whatever. But I remember at like noon chow, because again, it's contractual. They have to offer you food 3 times a day. They have to, right? It's part of your contract with the government. And so I remember the knowledge hat came out, and he was like, "Okay, look, I know you guys like ate a shit ton," and I'm still like, "Oh fuck." He's like, "I know you guys ate a shit ton, but we have to offer noon chow. If you would like to go to noon chow, get online right now. If not, fuck off." And that's what it. And then the next day was the EGA ceremony, and we're standing on the parade deck, and then a Marine Corps hymn and all this shit, dude. I remember, dude, they put that fucking EGA in my hand, and I was like, "I'm good," like just cry, snot out the nose. Like up until that point, that was the most significant thing I had ever done ever.
Oh, I mean, by far. It's like looking back on other experiences in the Marine Corps, I'm like, God, that wasn't that bad. I mean, it was bad, but I mean, it wasn't that bad. But at the time, it is the most momentous moment that I think that a young man can have in his life up to that point, unless you've already done something ludicrous before. But
you earned a thing. You earned a thing, and it was earned.
True.
It was fucking earned. Even to that point. I mean, I've done harder things since in the Marine Corps after that. But to that point, that 19-year-old Dave, dude, I was just like, And my kill hat gave me shit for later on. "Didn't you cry like a bitch?" I was like, "Yes, sir." "I'm not a sir. I work for a living." "Yes, sir."
my God, I've heard that so many times.
Yeah.
My drill instructor that gave me my EGA was the most. He was such a hard ass, and he got out of the Marine Corps, and now he's like a baker.
Good for him.
Staff Sergeant Disher, I fuck with you. I'll hit you up on Facebook.
So we have commandeered this podcast. This is a Marine Corps podcast.
Let's move on. Be honest.
Yeah, let's
a
move
key
on.
part about the Marine Corps was teamwork, and teamwork in Airsoft is also important.
Hey, there you go. Good segue.
The players probably loved that.
Okay, well,
I mean, a little Marine Corps. Hey, listen,
peek,
I mean,
little peek behind the curtain.
Airsoft. I would have served, but I would have punched a drill instructor, and you got a little bit of into what it was really like.
I knew some people.
Just let it flow.
Yeah,
just let it flow.
just
It's
let it
fine.
happen.
So anyway,
Just let it happen. So there was a funny. We could talk about it now. We almost started a second podcast one time, and it was going to be just about.
right.
Yeah, it was going to be just about military stuff. What did we want to call it? We wanted to call it On the Spectrum.
no. It was negligent discharge.
Oh, negligent discharge. Yeah, it started as On the Spectrum, and then we found out that was an actual podcast about autism.
Yes, it was.
So shout out to them, but no.
That's a little on the nose.
Yeah,
PR crisis right there, dude. If I ever heard of one.
Yeah, so then we decided we were going to call it negligent discharge. We tried to film 2 episodes.
Oh, stuff.
Took 6 hours, and it was not usable.
No.
I bet.
Yeah.
Well, it was like a bunch of.
It's good in small doses,
Yeah,
but you can definitely. I mean, like me and my Marine Corps friends in an Xbox party at like 3 a.m, it can get a little moto sometimes, And I'm just like, guys, when we were there, we were saying this is so shitty, and now.
Well, we had the right characters. The problem was keeping it on the rails, and I only remember that recently because I saw the folder on my external drive that was called On the Spectrum, and I was like, hey, remember when we tried to do that?
Oh man,
it was like delete.
It was a good idea, but
yeah,
it was tough.
A little inside baseball.
All right, let's lock in. It's time to lock in.
Let's take a break. That way we can fresh start it. Hold on.
It's just, I think it's a negative thing that the airsoft industry has is people that take it way too seriously.
I think it's okay to take it seriously.
But like, I mean,
right
to the
attitude.
point where it's like a fault, where people are like I have a JVC 2.0 and you don't, so you are shit.
Elitism
Yeah,
is a problem. I think it's great. Yeah, things are big.
Yeah.
It's fine. I set up the camera so as soon as he sits down, he's
Sure. I think it's great for a group of dudes to come together and train, come up with some SOPs of their own. You know, whether they're effective or not, who cares? It doesn't matter. They're out here doing something. And you get 5 guys together who are just kind of working towards the same goal. It's always going to be better than 5 individuals who just showed up. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But as soon as the elitism comes in, you lost me.
Yeah.
You lost me, dude. As soon as you think you're actually better as a human being than somebody else, just because of what you wear, how you train, whatever the fuck, you lost me.
I can believe it. Under the table.
You are not a nice person, and we do not want you to be in the airsoft industry.
Yeah, you
You
start
don't be an elitist. We're all here to have fun.
start
Take what you
celebrating
want
the
out of it,
decibel, yeah.
but don't shit on other people.
Yeah. You could help them. You know what I mean? I mean, there's a team that we could talk about all day, but I'm not worried about it.
And they're a Northeast team.
Hey, Anthony.
And we're back.
What's up, buddy?
How are you? Okay, hold on. He can't talk because
Guys, his audio's not
he
working.
doesn't have his headphones on, so he can't talk yet. Hold on.
Oh, he's got walkers.
It's
He's
not-
a,
yeah, he's
he's
got
a
his own-
truly immersive man.
He's got his own EQ.
It's not going to work. And now
I
he's just
swear
going
to God, if you do fucking Mike Tyson, I'm gonna throw punch you.
if you knock over Dave's water that's right there, I'm going to punch you.
We got the full house tonight, huh?
In lieu of the topic I walked in on,
Stop.
those headphones are not going to protect your hearing. They're inferior, and my Airsoft is better than your Airsoft because I have sound canceling. I don't know. I'm just being
Active noise protection for if anyone gets a little crazy on here.
brother. We all know an AVS is the best plate carrier. Your JBC out of here.
If you're wearing real plates, I do recommend it. But anyway, let's get back into it. Mike, so how'd this all start? Where'd these 2 goofballs come from?
Yeah, man. So how far are we in now, Cam? 5 years into Tactical League, which is kind of when you came into the picture.
I think our first official public event was on December 15th of 2020.
Hold on, I like how he said "I think," and then gave the
pretty
exact
accurate.
date.
Well, I know it was December 15th, but I don't remember if it was 2020 or 2021, but I think it was 2020 because it was either like, was it right at the start of COVID or was it mid COVID is kind of like that's what makes me think it was 2021 because the COVID stuff started in 2020.
I don't know, man. I just know I had a lot of time on my hands and we'd started playing. I'd started a team a couple years prior with some of my cousins out in like Southern California, and then kind of went through the cycle of like people being active and then dropping off. And I was looking for a group of guys to continue playing with because I was super into it. I'd gotten back in. I played as a kid, had some time off work, and was looking for a hobby to get back into. Had been playing basketball for a long time, and you know, as you get older, you can't keep doing that shit. Like your ankles, knees start breaking down, and was looking for something to stay active. Got back into Airsoft, started doing it with my cousins, and then they started falling off. And then I didn't want to be that guy asking all his friends and cousins to go out to the Airsoft field, so got on Instagram and Facebook, started kind of meeting players within the Southern California community, and then started a team. And Cam was one of the early guys when we started Biohazard Airsoft, which is now like a West Coast Milsim team or brand, whatever you want to call it, out there doing some events and marketing and stuff. Started that about 7 years ago. And then slowly but surely, as we started building a team and attending different events, started having different experiences. You know, we were building our own little network and hosting private events. And then we would go to these other events and, you know, pay a lot more to do these other experiences. And we felt like half the time it was lackluster, just kind of wasn't organized in a way that we thought would maximize our enjoyment of kind of the hobby. So we started hosting private games. Tactical League actually started as a private team versus team event with regulators out of Southern California, a team who's connected with EVIC for a number of years now. Started it as a team versus team thing, and it got just really good reviews kind of from the guys who were attending. Seemed to be a popular thing amongst the guys who were regulars within the community, and then built a little following. And then, excuse me, what's that?
You were using your voice all day, weren't you?
No,
Yeah,
and it hit me. Trust me. Like I'll say, after 5 years, one thing I'll know about this man is he cannot talk for long without his voice going out. So
Yeah.
like it's it's a thing. You'll
I
have
was
to deal
just
with
saying
it.
off camera, if you met my pops, he sounds like the Godfather, dude. So I think it's genetic in some form.
I
My
think-
shit goes, but
A key part of this is the filming aspect of it, how we were going to film and make it a series, and how kind of that brought in the interest from the public. We were doing the pilot filming, and kind of people saw us doing it, asked what was happening, and then the giant sports people approached us about.
Yeah, so we had started it as that team versus team thing, a little more competitive, like team group focused, and then we decided to like turn it into a content thing because we were starting to see airsoft media and an opportunity to market like different brands within that space.
Yeah.
So decided to make it a content play and created like a pilot episode for a thing called Tactical League, which was a on-camera force-on-force Milsim light style tournament. And I'll say the content, like by the time we ended up filming 2 pilots, by the time we got to the second one, it looked pretty good. But what we found, especially in our area, there wasn't as much of a competitive team infrastructure for the outdoor market to be able to consistently have like a full season, which was our plan. We were going to do like 5 episodes over 6 months, film it. We had a couple brand partners already in tow. And the cool thing about it was when we went and shot the pilot episode, the very first one, we had not only some really big players in the area, like Demo from Speed QB, guys who maybe didn't really play outdoors much, mixed with some really good outdoor players and teams. It caught the attention of not only the community online, but then SC Village, where we hosted it, the owner of those fields, Gio DiGidio, shout out to Gio, like a paintball legend, like has been in the industry forever, saw what we were doing and saw just how different kind of the presentation was and the way the events were running. And instantly he was like, I need one of these every month.
Oh, right.
So from the first event, all of a sudden we had 15 events for the next calendar year.
Hey.
Yeah, no, I think
Amongst their,
we
like,
did
4
the
fields.
first. We did the first public one in December, almost as like a test thing, and then after that was I don't know if we got to 100, but we were up there. Like even for us for our first event, we were like, oh my god, this is kind of. At that point, none of us had any experience in really doing this, and then it was it was a simply the objectives were simple. It's like search and destroy, stuff like that. Some of the stuff we still kind of piggyback on. But it went well enough that they were like, yeah, we want to work with you guys more. And pretty much the next year was signed out with giant sports all over the country. And then it's kind of expanded from there.
What do you mean by giant sports?
It's Giant Party Sports. They have SC Village, Hollywood Sports Park, Giant San Diego, and are they still doing Texas?
They still have a property in Dallas area, North Dallas area. The field that they owned previously was called Giant Party Sports. I don't know if it goes by the same name these days. But they had 4 properties and we were traveling around those. And then once we got going, we started, hitting up different fields.
Yeah.
And, now we're at the point now where we host about 12 to 16 events on a given year. Target the upper end of that, but calendar year just kind of depends on our schedule. But all over the country, from obviously Southern California being our home base, but out here in New York, on the East Coast, Rhode Island, we'll be there next week at Extreme Airsoft, hosted in Texas, Arizona, Georgia,
Missouri.
I'm sure I'm forgetting some places.
You guys are national.
Yeah, which is
Legit
really cool,
national.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy to say that it's like something that started as like, we want to play better airsoft as a team, that, okay, maybe we can film this. And now it's like, we're actually a national airsoft company that have done conventions, and it's like, wow, this is pretty cool. It's a whole thing. When I was playing airsoft growing up, it was like I always wanted a KWA. That was my thing. And then getting a chance to like work with KWA at some point has been, it was a very rewarding experience. Now going beyond that and working up to the industry, it's like, wow, you're actually getting to talk to all these big players that you've seen on social media, and it's interesting to kind of, get up to that level.
Cam's an old soul, but he's like a fucking baby, still in his like mid 20s, upper 20s now.
My 30th birthday is next month.
Oh, there you go.
So Halloween is not actually a holiday. It's actually my birthday. So when Halloween comes up and you're dressing up like what you're going to dress up as, think about me.
I'm going to dress up as you.
No, I'm gonna dress up as a billionaire because I'm gonna be on a cruise. So I'm going to dress up as like the billionaires on Titanic. So at dinner, I'm going to be like, the ship is sinking as I fucking drink my whiskey. I'm going to be like that guy that was too cool to get off the ship.
No, you're gonna be the guy that pushes women and children into the ocean.
No.
Jumps in a
He's
fucking-
definitely that guy. We've had some conversations.
He's swan
on some of these-
diving into a fucking lifeboat,
We've
elbowing women.
We have talked about the apocalypse, but there's a difference about like as a man being on a ship. That's one of those like old school like every man wants to die in battle or a ship sinking.
I don't want to die in a ship sinking.
Yeah.
But it's
I'll
like
take a gun.
there's a
Yeah, I'll
it's
take a gun.
like that. Those are the two things that men do that are an extreme risk. That
Are you just picturing like the whole ship is sinking and the bow's in the air and you're standing on the bow like this?
Well, no,
he's
like
picturing.
I'm thinking
That's what he's
I'm
picturing.
thinking the ship's gonna sink, and that hopefully at that point I get blown out of like an air pocket and I can survive. Yeah, like,
I know what it is,
I
man.
still hope I'm that lucky fucker, but if I'm not, at least I went down there like, wow, he was
Good
a
man.
good guy until the end,
Until he
They're like,
froze
wow,
and-
he gave me his life jacket and now he's dead, but at least I'm alive, and I'm gonna be sitting there like, fuck, I wish heaven was real.
If you're the only survivor, you can tell the story. So you can just bleep out the part where you push the women and children out of the way so you can get in the air
That's
pocket.
true. So what's interesting actually
I have to bleep that?
is that like historically, like the Titanic thing, everyone shits on the guy that like funded the Titanic. Like in the movie, he's the guy that like sneaks into the boat when the like, women and children release, sneaks in. They're all like looking at him. He's all like, in reality, like that guy was actually pretty fucking heroic during the whole thing. Like he was like getting women and children, and then finally there was nobody else left in the boat. So everyone just shits on this guy because James Cameron. But that's not what happened at all. So yeah, dude, James Cameron. Why do you have to have my first name? You in historical like anyway. I love history. History's on it.
I want to circle back a little bit. I'm curious when the beginning of the relationship you had with KWA.
Yeah.
How did that start? And could you describe that experience?
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Dave trying to take a selfie right now. Is
No. So there's like all these buttons on this stupid fucking phone, and I hit every single one of them that are supposed to be like take a picture with a camera, and none of them fucking work. So then I had to do that.
Why are we doing this?
It's called behind the scenes.
Yeah,
No,
it's true. It's
that-
important. Thanks for chiming in, Alex.
Can we bring
Anytime.
back making them sign the flag?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, can we? I watched an old episode recently. Can we bring that back?
My signature's
We need
already
a
on it, man.
fucking. We need his is
I'm on
already
it.
on it. We need the flag.
He can
Well, I
get-
have the flag.
He'll
yeah.
have two.
We need the place.
We forgot that we're not homeless anymore.
That's for, well, yeah. We're still in transient. We're still.
We can hang it in here. I'm okay with that.
Do you want to re-ask it for camera, or can we just flow into it?
Oh, the KWA thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have to re-ask it.
No.
Yeah, no.
So when I got connected and got back into Airsoft, I had some time off work, had some family stuff going on. Basically, childbirth stuff, leave it there. Had some time off work just to like hang out and like be with my family, be with my wife and kids, and was looking for just a hobby to get back into. Got back into Airsoft. During that time, to that point, I'd made my career in the entertainment industry. So I worked with different film studios, streamers, video game companies, stuff like that to do their publicity and marketing. But I'd grown up in Corona in Southern California, right next to SC Village, actually, where we hosted our first event as a paintballer and airsofter. So when I got back into the hobby, I started going to events and going to fields and, going on EVIC and shopping and just seeing what the landscape was, and just saw that like the marketing side of Airsoft wasn't that developed compared to the entertainment industry where I came from, because there's a million different production companies and streaming apps and websites and press credentials that are handed out.
Yeah.
And in Airsoft, there really isn't much. There's a couple big brands, couple stores, couple podcasts that really have made a name for themselves. But aside from that, there isn't a lot there. And I just kind of saw an opportunity to try and bridge that gap a little bit and apply kind of what I was doing in my professional career to this hobby that I really enjoyed. And I figured like, hey, if I can start working with a couple brands, get some free guns and like go to a couple events, like that sounds fucking sick. Like, why wouldn't I do that? So started looking within the industry and basically targeted brands who were doing stuff within the media space, because that's where I came from, right? Got connected with KWA, started working with them, to produce that content. I pitched them on this whole concept about Tactical League, and
Do you remember how you got into contact with them?
yeah.
Like, did you just kind of like cold call them and try to get a contact?
I mean,
or
most of that kind of stuff is done over email, at least
like-
with legitimate
do
companies.
you know a guy that knows a guy?
No, it's pretty cold, honestly. But I emailed from my agency email because I was working in the industry at the time.
Looks official.
In my pitch, I'm like, I fucking work with movie studios, video game companies. Like, I see potential here. And not only that, I'm an airsofter.
Yeah.
Like, I'm building my own team. My team already has a following. So it was just a very organic transition over. And at that point, like, I had really kind of only been in the film industry. I enjoyed it, had a lot of perks. I worked a lot of red carpets, got to go to festivals. Don't get me wrong, it was fucking amazing. Allowed me to keep my wife at home, like, benefited from it. But I had kind of grown a little tired of like the commute to Los Angeles. I was driving like 4 hours a day, 2 hours in, 2 hours out, getting home late. And then I'd had that family thing come up. So I was really like changing my perspective a little bit in terms of like just wanting to be around my kids. So for me, it was an opportunity to like start my own thing, have my own business, and just have more freedom to like do what I wanted to do. And again, if I got some guns and some trips out of it, like that sounded cool, you know?
Yeah. Now, how many did you contact like other companies, and KWA is the one that kind of stuck? Like,
Honestly, they were the first company I contacted because they were starting to do stuff within the media space. They had just launched Fight Night, which was their 1v1 series.
what year was this? Like roughly?
This was like 2019, 2020, 2021.
I think this might have been early 2020, and then all this kind of developed by late 2020 is what I'm thinking. I think that
I was picturing like early 2000s airsoft.
Oh no. This
So I
is
think
all
that
within the
I think
last
a really
5 years.
a key part of this is that, and I've been thinking about it, is that in LA/Orange County area, the COVID lockdown started in March 2020. I know that I moved into my new house on March 1st, and then the COVID restrictions started on March 15th. I remember very clearly. And if my timeline is correct, our first public event happened December 15th of 2020. So in that time is when all this kind of developed.
Was that on a
when
Tuesday?
It was on, I think it was probably on a Saturday. That's kind of what we've historically done.
Then it wasn't on the 15th. I went back and looked.
Ooh.
2020.
Fact check live.
Yo.
What a dick.
Get wrecked, son.
2020.
man.
It was on a
Yeah.
Tuesday, and 2021 it was on a Wednesday, so it wasn't December 15th.
What?
It's 'cause Cam's a fucking liar,
I feel
dude.
like I have the
Yeah,
flyers
wow.
still. I feel like I could
December
pull that
11th
up. Dude,
or
I'm sorry. Yeah,
18th.
you're right.
Fucking
Sad.
integrity violator over there. Holy shit.
December 11th or 18th sound correct?
I apologize. I had that with so much.
What if I told you he
confidence.
wasn't in the Marine Corps?
You are
Stolen Valor on the Zulu podcast.
Semper Fi.
45 minutes of stolen valor.
I gotta go. I'll see you.
I mean, Mike's really good with social
Dude, who
media. I
is
can
this guy over here checking
Yeah,
the
dude.
dates like
Hey,
that?
that's
Who
our
are you, dude?
that's our Jamie over there.
I know, bro. This is beyond Jamie. Jamie doesn't interfere with the conversation.
know.
We were just
I know,
like,
I had to
hey
do
man,
it."
look up this crazy video of a dude getting crushed. Oh, that's crazy.
No. Pause right there. Pause right there. That's where his brains come out.
Oh my God, look at that.
Let's not go down that rabbit hole. Anyways,
Jamie. He's disagreeing. Turn his mic
No,
off.
I'll scroll the Tactical League Instagram because Mike's really good with social media. I'll probably find it on the.
You're
Appreciate
not
that, man.
wrong.
It's
actually.
definitely up
It
there.
was sometime in December,
it was
maybe January 15th.
Okay, so there was a year where we started
There
this
was a
thing.
time period
yeah.
when this happened.
Yeah.
But we're here now.
During my
Look
lifetime,
look at where we are.
The problem is he posts almost as much as we do, so it's gonna take me a minute to scroll.
I gotta stay active, man. Come on.
Nobody's worried about
That's
that.
like rule
Here's
number
a
one.
tip: just look at the highlights.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The highlights are
Do you think it's in the-
underrated use of Instagram are the highlights.
From the
'Cause if
master.
people can't see that it happened, did it ever really happen?
Yeah, this is true.
Just saying.
So, KWA, you get into a thing with it, like, was it a sponsorship? Are they sponsoring your event production?
No,
because the name of your company for a while was KWA Tactical League.
So they were a title sponsor essentially,
Right.
but the way it was structured was more of a, I guess, like partnership, because they were in on revenue. We had collaborative marketing going on. There was giveaway prizes, stuff like that. But what I will say is like it was definitely very mutually beneficial. They started kind of relying on myself and my larger team to run a lot of the events and operations as far as the marketing. And for us, it gave us access to a lot of shit that would have taken us years to build ourselves in terms of access to things like SHOT Show access to other retailers and locations.
Yeah.
A lot of it was done organically in terms of like, you know, I've been fucking burning the candle at both ends for 5 years to build what we've built on the tactical league side, even longer, the biohazard side, and now working with other brands within the space. But certainly that relationship foundationally, especially at the start, was super important for us in terms of being able to get our foot in the door in places that would have taken a lot longer. Quite frankly, I'm positive it would have happened organically just because of my background and what I know we've been able to build just through kind of hard work. But at the same time, like, we're eternally grateful to like Tom's son and Debbie and the whole team over there, just because there were so many experiences that we got to take part in that pushed us forward as an organization, as a company. So, you know, based off of that start, people seeing our work, us having really good relationships with like a lot of fields and field owners around the country, it's turned into this thing where we have this national event series that focuses not only on, you know, connecting these local communities nationally across the board with these like common events and theme names and stuff like that, but kind of bridges a gap, in my opinion, from something that we don't see a lot of, which is formats that take kind of the Milsim rule set and the things people like the most, but then puts it in a platform or a format that allows repeatability and, you know, more of a focus on the combat portion, because Milsim is amazing. It's what we would do if we had to choose what format to play. It'd be Milsim. We go to AMS. We go to Lion Claws on the West Coast. There aren't as many Milsim locations. But for us, like, having an accessible local version of that was something we desired and we didn't have accessible, because everyone out there on the West Coast is a hybrid paintball airsoft field and they don't really understand what Milsim or airsoft is. Or it's like these Lion Claws, you know, Milsim light events that are few and far in between. So yeah, man, for us, it served a functional purpose to build a team, build a roster, build a brand. And now it's kind of evolved into something that's taken on a little bit of its own life.
Yeah. And were you guys a part of this from the start?
So I was on Biohazard, the team Biohazard, and then Michael kind of was like, "Hey, we have this idea to do this kind of project." That's, I think at that point it had already, like, the idea had been morphed into doing a content series, and you would kind of ask like, "Hey, does anybody want to help out with this? You won't get to play, and you'll have to kind of be administrative on it." Because it was very like, we had classes. It was 8v8 at the time. We had probably like 12 guys on our team. So I was like, yeah, that's fine. You know, I'm mediocre at airsoft personally. There's some guys out there that are real gunslingers.
Forgive me if I'm asking questions that were like asked that you
No,
already explained. I came in a little bit later, so
No, we haven't done this.
No, yeah, we haven't really talked. We were kind of doing the whole
only been Marine
thing. Yeah,
stuff so far.
So really, the airsoft podcast just started.
sorry.
It's okay.
So how did you get involved, Mr. Quiet Pants over there?
Oh, sorry, man. It's
His
just
pants are very quiet.
Very quiet.
guys. They're
He
just
worked,
jeans, man.
he's a hard worker. He worked hard today. Remember, this is after our event. We've been out there hooking and jabbing, you know, putting on good experiences for the community.
My whole thing is, how am I supposed to jump in on the Marine Corps podcast when I'm not in the Marines? Or yeah. So
That podcast is over. It's fine.
oh, thank God.
Is it?
I mean, it's like I've said, it's
Stop,
like
let him talk.
It's like a virus. It's a virus.
haven't said shit.
No, so it was probably like one of the first public events that they had ran. So I got into airsoft like slightly after COVID. I was just looking for something to do that was outdoors. I'd fucking gotten my fill of sitting on my ass, just fucking like playing video games all day and fucking going to work and being like, ooh, I'm essential.
Burger King was essential, so just pointing that out.
Actually, it's Walmart, but thank you.
Hey,
Yeah, so I got into airsoft. I was trying it out at my local fields, and I was just not really jiving with it. Didn't have people to go to. And then I saw an advertisement on Instagram where it was just like, hey, we're doing Battlefield Conquest. And I said, wow, I sunk like 120 hours into every single Battlefield that's come out since Battlefield 3. I'll go give this a shot. I took like one more jab at airsoft. I was like, I'll buy myself an M249 because I'm a support main. I'll go full send in as a support machine gunner. And I got to the event. I had a wonderful time. Thanks to how they were matchmaking people that didn't come as like a full team. Met some of like my best friends that like would never met without going to those events. And after that, I was just like, dude, I would love to have people experience the same shit I felt going to this event. Like, I just want to help other people connect and actually like find the enjoyment in airsoft that I ended up finding because I went to some shitty little production called Tactical League.
So I think he probably joined maybe. So we got the date. I was way wrong.
Oh,
so here's full disclaimer. If anybody on the internet says I know for a fact, don't listen because I was way off. The first public event was December 4th, 2021. That's the date on Instagram at least.
Yeah, I went back and found
He found it. So producer over here. Thanks, Jamie.
So Biohazard started 2019.
Yeah, that's correct.
And then
I joined
2021.
I joined Biohazard in 2020. That's when
right. You and Mike Terry came in together. Shout out to Mike.
Correct. Yeah, Mike Terry, we love you. So that's the date. If someone says, I know for a fact that this is when this happened or whatever, it could be wrong. I'll be humble.
Nobody's going to say that.
I was mistaken. Well,
Jamie, thank you for the text.
Someone has to start.
I have to fact check you really quick. You were actually not a support main. You're actually a recon main, and your first gun was a G&G combat machine.
Correction, my first gun was a Matrix Calico Jack.
Ooh, I'm sorry for your loss.
Ooh. It wasn't terrible.
They have pros and cons.
Yeah.
Mine was a D-Boys M4. So
Both the pros and the cons.
D-Boys doesn't even exist.
Not expected. You wouldn't
No, I got back I got into airsoft in like the neighborhood game back in the 2007, 2008.
What's the neighborhood game?
Just like when you and your friends go, you all have airsoft guns, you all get together.
I didn't know if this
It's
was
how we did it in California.
I don't know if this is some like underground.
This was actually in Las Vegas. So at the time in Vegas, there was no like formal airsoft industry, and I was like, this is even before I got into like playing in like the public Vegas scene, but just playing with friends in the neighborhood, and it was like someone got a spring pistol and someone else did, and it's like someone got a spring rifle, and it was like the next person got the next thing. I got the first. I got a D-Boys AEG M4, and I fucked people up.
yeah.
For Christmas and New Year's, and then like the next week, someone else had something better.
It's the arms race.
And it was it was the Cold War in my neighborhood. And then I would say I was probably like me and my buddy Hayden I grew up with. We jumped over into doing like airsoft on a higher level, but at the time it was all organized through like forums. It was like it was literally like you'd find a forum. I think it was Las Vegas Airsoft or something. I can't remember the name, which is crazy because I had so many experiences with that whole like organization. But it would be like we are meeting in this latitude, longitude out in the desert. And it would, bro, like I'm serious, man. And I was like 16, 15 at the time. And I was at the first like dragging my parents out to this. They're like driving out to the desert so I could play airsoft. Shout out my parents. I got my license and I was like, that's what I was doing. Like on the weekends was going out to play airsoft out in the desert of Nevada. Getting chased off the land by like the police and stuff because like turtles would eat the BBs, so they were trying. It was like this whole thing, bro. I remember
California.
This was Nevada, bro. Y'all are see everyone's shitting on California. It wasn't even in California.
So that must have been a regular thing that they were kicking you guys out.
It was
the BBs.
It was an ongoing battle.
So it wasn't even like, there are calls about people with guns and no, they were just like those damn airsofters again. The plastic BBs. We have to save the turtles.
We were in the desert proper.
Yeah,
like,
you know how many fucking bodies are out there from
I'm talking
building
like,
Nevada,
so
building
a place we used to go to was near one of the power plants outside of Vegas. It was like you would drive past the Motor Speedway on the way out of Vegas, and then you turn off on this dirt road that would take you back to like. We would basically park in the area before where the power plant people's parking lot was. And they didn't give a fuck. Like the power plant people were like, we don't give a fuck. But then the land people who no political affiliations, they were called BLM. That's before that whole thing became a thing.
Bureau of Land
Management. Yep. Yeah. They would chase us out of there basically. And at one point, like the owner of the organization, he didn't sue them, but he basically complained that they were hassling us over something that wasn't an issue, and we kind of won. They were like, yeah, the turtles don't give a fuck about the BBs. So we had that place, and then there was another place that was in, I think it was Summerlin in Vegas when that was still being built. And that's gone now. I mean, Summerlin is like a full built-on city now, so that's gone.
No, but now they just reopened Summerlin Paintball. It used to be Las Vegas Paintball Park.
I mean, this was when
reopened.
Summerlin was desert. When I moved to Vegas in 99. I was 4. So I grew up I've seen Vegas grow from being like the Strip and surrounding areas and then small little neighborhoods to being like now everything is. It used to be pretty like, I wouldn't say barren, but it was much more like rural almost feeling. And now everything is connected. Like it was the suburbs and the city were separate. Now everything's kind of together.
Southern California, like Corona, Riverside area where I grew up was like that in the 90s. Like just orange groves everywhere. It was like couple neighborhoods, couple Van Buren, was the cut, and then orange groves everywhere else. So it's crazy. People are just spreading out, pushing out of the cities.
Dude, too many people. I'll say it once, I'll say it again. Too many people.
Nah. Even when I went to Vegas in 2004, late 2004. Yeah. And I was amazed at how the city just stopped and the desert began. Like there was literally like the last house.
Yeah,
and
so you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's like the desert.
Hey, the mob built it from the dirt, man.
Bro,
they needed a spot to launder money, and
dude, you know how many bodies they probably dug up just digging foundations?
It was like Vegas was like the Strip was built, and then the area around it was built, and then they almost built from the outside moving in. Yeah. Like the area I lived in was Centennial Hills, which is like northwest Vegas, northeast. I can't remember. And it was pretty like out there. But now that's like almost and more like interior suburb close to the Strip because so much extends beyond that closer to the mountains now. Wow. So I go out there and I'm like, oh my God, my neighborhood is in mid city now when it used to be on the desert used to be there. But
the backyard, yeah.
I mean, that was 20 or 10, 15 years ago. Times change, pretty quickly.
Do we want to talk about the difference between East Coast and West Coast airsoft?
That East Coast is better.
Yeah.
Ooh,
fight
shots fired.
I mean, there's not that much to fight about, quite frankly. We don't have that many AOs on the West Coast. Most of the gameplay we have is pubs gameplay at local paintball/airsoft fields. There just, quite frankly, aren't that many brands doing it super well as far as event production. So there's really not that much to argue about. What I will say is we have the best variation of fields within a small area. But, there are people doing it really, really well in terms of like Project N1. I feel like SC in terms of the actual infrastructure is really good. Hill 559 up north, like they're Battle Lab. I mean, Battle Lab fields are pretty badass. Code Red. There's a lot of fields all within an hour. Mm-hmm. So I will say you get a little bit of everything. It allows us to host CQB training events with like Method Endeavors and Goon Tape. There's a lot of variation out there. And if you know what you're doing, you can put a good event together. Like there's a lot of potential, but I will say in terms of Milsims, like there's not really comparison. Like we don't have that many good AOs. Victorville's cool. It's a little played out for a lot of people. We probably don't have that much longer left to be able to play at Victorville. So for me, I'm trying to just take it in, attend as many events as possible. Lion Claws runs like a Prim Mall event in Nevada now, which is pretty cool. It's about 3.5 hours away. AMS did Desert Center for the first time this year. I think they'll be back next year. So that's hopefully going to be a regular AO. But aside from that, man, it's like Hill 559, Game Pod, Battle Lab, and pubs fields, other than the ones I kind of mentioned. So there really isn't much of an argument, That's part of the reason when I got into this thing coming from it in LA, it was very like unstructured and barren. You're talking to the guys about how they kind of came into the fold. It was really just organizing people. Like it's part of the reason I think teams are so essential to like trying to build this thing up, because you can have brands involved, you can have good event producers and all of that. But ultimately, if you don't have people around you who are guiding you through the process of how to build your kit, how to put your weapons together, how to, just have all the shit you need to play it and actually enjoy it. Because you know how it is when you're starting out and everything's breaking. You don't have all the proper gear. It can be a struggle, man. People get discouraged. So that was my whole thing. And, with Biohazard, like we started with my cousins as the core group. And then we brought in a layer of active players, and then a layer went away. Then we brought another layer in when Alex came in, some of the younger guys. And now the younger guys are all 30. And we've brought in, I think, 2 or 3 or 4 classes.
We have like a kind of prospect program now where we can kind of bring people in after, it's kind of because it's almost a media thing that's involved a little bit. We kind of vet people a little bit. So we have a little bit of a prospect program to make it more active. But there was a phase where there was group of guys came in, some guys left, group of guys came in, and that's kind of stayed in. And now we've kind of built up like a infrastructure to bring in prospective people. Now that we've kind of built up, the events are involved. We try to get the team members involved in events when applicable. So it kind of does cross, the tactical league and biohazard team cross over a little bit. So we try to make sure that we're bringing in like the best of the airsoft community to represent both brands.
See, that's weird to me because and I'm probably wrong about this, but when I think about the West Coast, I think about like wide open expanses and shit. And so to me, it's like prime real estate for anybody to just open up a massive airsoft field that has like diverse biomes and shit. Because I'm sure Southern California versus Central California versus Northern California. I mean, California's a massive state. Like you could get different experiences everywhere. To me, it seems like there should be more fields out there, but
I mean, give me $1 million.
Yeah, exactly.
And a good vision. Well, I was saying before, I was like, literally, I said this to Michael. I was like, if we could start a field in Southern California that was Tactical League LLC's field, I would want it to be structured after how Zulu 24 is. I said, I promise I said that today because there is not, yeah, I know, right?
Two hands, Cam, two hands.
Yeah, right.
you got a cradle.
There's nothing.
Gotta rotate the wrist.
Finger in the butt's okay.
They already
There's
bought
nothing
pizza,
out
bro.
there. Yeah, they thanks you, the New York pizza.
Pizza.
There's no like SC Village is a massive space, but all of their fields are like separate entities that it can roll together, but they're not necessarily meant to.
Yeah.
Whereas here, it's the opposite. The field is one big contiguous space.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to break it down into separate pieces, you could. Not necessarily conducive to that. SC, like I said, opposite. It's small fields meant for being like, go play on this field, you get this experience, that field, that experience. Whereas like
Paintball field.
out here, out here, we're able to set up a bigger space in like a space that for us is a Milsim style space that we just don't have out there. That for the East Coast, like this Milsim style space is just a field that is out here. Like it's a good.
Yeah.
If we had this on the West Coast in terms of the infrastructure, the connexes, like SC has a couple fields, and it's how they've built such a strong airsoft audience is their Viper and Fallujah fields. But even Fallujah gets used for paintball. So you go up there and you're sliding around and painting shit, you know, getting stuff on your gear, which if you have some like fucking Haley strategic, like you don't want to be getting yellow paint all over, you know? So
It'll wash off.
but Viper is airsoft only, but that's one of the only fields in California that has multi-level buildings.
I was just going to ask too, like, it sounds like all the fields are kind of dual purpose, right? They're airsoft and paintball. There's no airsoft only fields out there.
I mean, there's a couple, like you got like Code Red in Paris where, I mean, they are
Is that an indoor
100%
spot?
airsoft. No, they're outdoor. Yeah.
They're a 50-50 property though. So like there's airsoft operation on one half of it and the other half is completely paintball.
Yeah.
So they don't cross streams. There's Warped Ops, right? Warped Ops is
Warped is also
only?
a 50-50 property.
Oh, there you go.
Where they have a paintball side and then an airsoft only field.
Yeah.
What's the typical turnout you'd expect from like SC Village? Because when I think of, because I've been to a paintball field in the past where they do section off certain parts of the field. I went there for a birthday party as a kid, and my impression of it was that they did it like that to more easily corral people into certain areas so that people don't wander off. Is it like is it like a head count thing?
No. I'll
I think
speak
it's
to
just
this.
money.
I'll speak to this. I've worked with SC pretty hand in hand in terms of like day one stuff. They can turn out 1,000 people. Like Airsoft Nation, the
a
EVIC
day?
event. In a single event, they can turn out 1,000
Oh, a
people.
single event. Okay.
There's such a populace of people. What happens in the region is because there's so many fields and everyone has a preferred style and format and rules and they know people, right? Every field kind of has their own little community and there aren't that many events where people cross over. But what SC has, because of their infrastructure, and because of the style of field, when they do decide to focus on airsoft and host an event with a big brand partner, they can pull up to 1,000 people. It's not every year, obviously, economy effects, turnout, as do a bunch of other factors. But there's a reason EVIC works with them as their like main outdoor field in the region. EVIC has their flagship store in Alhambra, which isn't too far away. Without traffic, LA to SC Village, which is in the Inland Empire where I grew up, without traffic, it's like 35, 40 minutes. With traffic, could be 2.5 hours. So, you know, you hit it on a Saturday morning for an event, like you're out there in 40 minutes, you'll get people from LA, you'll get people from San Diego, you got people from, you know, the desert, high desert area. So they can pool people. The thing is, because a lot of these fields are hybrid paintball, airsoft fields, they don't have a lot of people who really are involved in like the airsoft community in a deeper way other than just kind of having an airsoft gun and playing pubs fields, right? Because that's what we call them on the West Coast. So if there was something like this where it was 100% airsoft focused with the Milsim rule set, that's why we've been so successful on the West Coast, is because we kind of bring your guys' rule set to all these locations where they're normally playing paintball rules. There's a bang rule. There's an engagement distance. Everyone's semi-auto. There's no DMR class system. There's no objective. It's mostly team deathmatch. You'll get some flag games or things like that sometimes.
So with that, where the fields cater, it sounds like a lot of the fields are catering both to paintball and airsoft. Would you say a good portion of airsofters also play paintball, or like the players like that where they'll do either or is it like there's airsofters and there's paintballs?
Usually where you see that the strongest crossover is with the Speed QB NSL indoor market, because
the more outdoorsy, it's like they're either playing airsoft or they're playing paintball.
Well, no, on the competitive side, you'll get competitive airsoft guys who do the indoor format who also play paintball, because a lot of the skills translate, the communication, the bunkering, the movement.
Yeah.
Whereas you don't get a lot of Milsim guys who still play paintball. It's usually one or the other.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because like so many aspects of like the outdoor airsoft game fulfill the same aspects of the outdoor paintball game. And it just ends up being cheaper and a more immersive experience. So people gravitate that way. Whereas on the competitive scene, there's just quite frankly a really well-developed competitive paintball scene. So if you're playing that competitively, you're going to be a good competitive airsofter. There's no way not to be.
Yeah, because I can imagine like if it's an outdoor type of field and you're applying like the rules that we do here, I'd imagine there's probably some friction or difficulty with getting people that play paintball to like have this way of playing. And this is like kind of built into how they play, like expecting to go in and do a bang bang instead of whatever it is. And then transitioning to airsoft where the rules are different and there's like chrono tags and different classes of guns and and things like that.
There's a learning curve for sure, but I would say that's nationwide. Like what you guys kind of have here in terms of your rule set, your community, your field. Obviously it helps Dave as a natural player. You guys have set a standard where we can come here and run more complicated game modes. Like today we had a shift between the different sectors for our rush game mode, kind of unlocking like the next sector, but defender or attackers had like hold back until they were allowed to cross over and transition. There's fields where we literally can't run that game mode, and not even in California necessarily. Like California's pretty good, I would say, in terms of tactics and also understanding of being able to follow rules, except for the shitheads, but those are everywhere. But we go to some other like states in the Midwest and places where I think the terrain is just very different and they don't do a lot of CQB and they don't practice certain types of tactics in terms of the airsoft community. I'm not speaking to the general public. And we just can't run certain game modes at certain places because once you start throwing in mechanics, classes, rules, it gets a lot of very heavy.
There's the kind of outdoor airsoft play where it's stay as far away from people as you can and shoot at them until maybe you get close enough and hit them.
Correct.
And then there's the outdoor play where there's objectives. And like, there's definitely some of the latter that I just described, but then there's an objective and now you have to maneuver up a hill, give each other suppressive fire and get into a building and do something.
Yeah. Which for us on the tactical league side, like that was the basis for what we wanted to do at our events. Again, we still go to the AMSs. We still enjoy the Milsim, the experience, the camping, the camaraderie, all that. Like that's our favorite shit, right? But we wanted to do something accessible and local that allowed us to just do the like quick hitting, tactical fun shit without necessarily having to trek or camp. But at the same time, we wanted to have full auto LMGs, use grenades whenever we could, pyro, stuff like that. Have no engagement distance, no bang bang rule. Like those are the core fundamental rules for us that doesn't matter where we go or where we're hosting. We can't compromise on those things because that kind of is the foundation of why we started Tactical League, was we wanted something that felt like a full force adult league, but at the same time was super accessible at a lower ticket price and had really cool content and media partners to like give you cool shit when you went to the event. And now we're working with like Allied Threads, Goon Tape, EVIC, PTS Syndicate, bunch of different brands to get just more infrastructure adding to the team, not only locally, but like looking for regional ambassadors, people to run games, and starting to talk about overseas expansion as well. It's just quality control, right? Like even us, when we're running events directly, there's still stuff we run into event to event that we're trying to iron out. So trying to extrapolate that out to like international or regional ambassadors, it gets tough, you know. We're trying to find that balance.
How did today's game go? I did not get to play. I was hauled up in
So
the
I was
shop
going to
all
bring
day.
that up because you brought up the rush game mode. Are you okay if I give you a slight critique?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I have a question of what's the arm time to bomb going off time? Like
30 seconds.
Okay. So the reason I bring that up is, so like I was walking around doing media and I felt like I heard the bomb get armed and then it was immediately, all right, defenders fall back. I was like, what the fuck? Like that was so fast. I was like, and I'm looking at a player and he's like, that was really fast. Like we didn't even have time to counter that. And I kind of looked because the format you used for that rush game mode, we actually play that here a lot. And it's our push game where attackers will spawn at the top of the trail, which is right behind the checkpoint area. They'll push the mosque, then they'll push CQB, and then they'll push down to the embassy. You guys used helicopters. So like when I saw it on the game, I was like, oh, we do this. Like this is a game mode we run. The amount of time for the bomb, in my opinion, maybe not 30 seconds, maybe 2 minutes. Because all the players that were like, oh shit, the bomb was armed. Let's counter him. Let's push the mosque. As soon as he was like, hey, let's grab this group. Let's go push the L-shaped building. It was like Peanut was yelling, okay, defenders, everybody fall back. Like ceasefire, everybody hold fire. I'm like, whoa. Like just from a player standpoint, I was like, that gave zero opportunity to counter them. There was no ability for the defenders to push. And I don't want to sound mean with it. It was just like from an admin perspective. I'm like, if I was playing that, I'd be like, man, there was nothing we could do.
Yeah, we learned that 2 real minutes is 30 airsoft seconds.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And
Like we call it airsoft time.
Well, especially too, right? So from your own words, this is a larger AO that you're working with, right? So you have to allow time for people to A, realize that the bomb has been planted. B, gather up 5 dudes. C, create some sort of movement to counter that.
And now it's been 45 seconds.
Yeah, and that movement can take a while because we have a lot of flanking routes, and those flanking routes are out and around, you know, and so I would even say 5 minutes. Right?
Yeah,
you know what
like,
I mean? Like
generally speaking, when we play that game, it's not a bomb time. It's a push game, not rush. So I see the similarities, but I see the differences. For us, we make them have to flip the flags in those areas, so they have to push through. You know, kill, but we also play it differently in the fact that defenders don't have respawns. I was like, oh, you gave defenders respawns. That's wild. Like maybe we'll try that because we've been working in a mechanic where it's wave respawns.
Yeah.
So maybe defenders can only respawn in waves of 5 or 10 or 15. Now that's putting some honesty onto the player to be like, hey, if you're the 16th guy, you technically have to wait. So like I understand trying to remove all variables for shitheads, but in terms of like the bomb time, I was like, oh, that's kind of neat because we've been fooling around with bomb props. But in terms of the actual time, like the last time we used a bomb prop here was for Milsim Day. It was 15 minutes.
yeah, it's 15 minutes.
Yeah. So for us, it varies from field to field, right?
I don't
like,
doubt that.
You know, we have templates, we have a good eye for game building and map design and that kind of stuff. It varies, you know, location, game mode to game mode.
I've seen what you guys do from event to event because I've been one of the refs for every event you've had here. So I'm like, oh, I've seen the differences. I get it.
Yeah. What I will say is we just had Conquest Los Angeles last week at SC. We played same game modes, Conquest and Rush.
30 seconds is probably plenty there.
Neither team completed one objective.
Wow.
And it wasn't for a lack of tactics. It was nuances of the field, right? The layout. And quite frankly, like sometimes we'll go to a field and we run this game mode 1 million times and it's super competitive.
Yeah.
Both teams are grinding it out, both getting objectives. And then we'll go and one team is just better.
Yeah. So
And they just steamroll and
we kind of
run
saw
in
that
30
today
seconds.
because like red team was real good all day.
Yeah. But, you know, also at the same time, in that same game mode today, when blue team ran it, they did the same thing.
Yeah,
they did. But they just didn't have the bomb because they weren't in sync.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things, you know, I think now we're at the point where we have our kind of flagship locations and most of our tentpole like themes that we're trying to make recurring things. I think Conquest New York. And now is at the point where we start fine tuning things. We understand the layout, the building names better. And, you know, eventually we want to get to the point where we're working with the fields that we host in other regions to have certain flag locations, certain props already on site to help facilitate, right? Because even today, the cones we were using were those little like 16 inch.
I remember you texted me about that. You're like, do you have these?
We usually use delineator cones, which we found really helpful to use as like mobile respawns, just catch people's eye. They're, yay high.
Tall and light.
That kind of stuff, like the little nuance is where we lack because we don't get a host at all these places all the time.
Yeah.
But our hope is as we build more infrastructure, bring in more staff, it also includes more props, more budget, all that.
It's all stuff that like we do stuff like that here, but we don't do it the same way. For prime example, we do use mobile respawns from time to time, but we use the orange clay pigeons like you would see at skeet shooting. And
Thank you, gun gamers.
Thank you, gun gamers. Eric, you're a gentleman and a scholar.
We stole that from them.
Yes, where if it gets shot out, your mobile respawn's disabled. So like today, I saw it. It looks goofy, but I get it. Where the player's just carrying the cone above his head, and he's like, "I have the cone." Like I get it. It makes sense. You can see it. Now, if it's an instance where you had to come over when it was over here by the Connexes overlooking Newtown and be like, you can't put that here, push back because you guys are getting close to the respawn. For the team that's trapped in that area, now you give them an opportunity to not only push them out, but stop them all together because all they have to do is come up and shoot the clay.
Yeah.
So like that's just a gameplay mechanic that we found worked because gun gamers started it and it's a great idea. You don't have to use it, but it's a good one for the future.
I mean, we're definitely going to steal that.
I'll tell you this, another awesome, like, unintentional consequence of that mechanic was like the main thing of the clay is that like you can disable it from further away.
Yes,
and
which is what you want.
And it's a
you
physical
want that mechanic
thing,
in the
right,
game.
exactly.
And it's a physical thing you can see. Consequentially, what happened also is that now a replacement clay is very valuable. So
And
now
can get
this is-
broken in
now
transit.
It can get broken in transit, but now it's this valuable in-game asset. And you see it for their Milsim events where you can get another clay pigeon.
That sounded way too close.
And then for their LARP game, it was an even more valuable asset.
Yeah.
Because then we got to like LARP.
for the LARP game,
Because clay pigeon,
For
great mechanic.
for prime example, we've been doing Milsim days, which all the players have heard plenty about, but we basically do a half day op. That's really what it boils down to. And because we say, hey, look, they're not team color coded, so they're orange respawn clays, they're out in the wild, either team can grab them. Means you can steal them. So if you go raid the other team's CP, you're like, hey, look, there's a clay pigeon here. I'm gonna take that because now your team can use that asset. It's just in-game currency essentially for a normal Milsim game. Yeah. But that's just something that, long term here, it might be a good idea. It's something you could try because you guys know games enough. You can fool around with it.
It also does. It does two things, right? It makes the mobile respawn destructible.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is awesome.
So what does that mean? That means the attackers can go hunting for it. It means that some kid with a Nobbridge gun
Can snipe
that thing from 100 plus feet out. You know what I mean? But it also means that when you are deploying the thing, you can't just game the game and bring it up close.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
because it can be destroyed now.
In
So
the same aspect, a lot of your games are based in video game logic. So for us, we made it so the medics had to be the ones to replace the respawn clay. You have a recon class.
Yep.
Battlefield, the recon class. That's the one that throws
right.
down the spawn beacon. I know in Battlefield 6, they're making it the assault class, but fuck it. Old school's the way to go.
They've ruined it. Battlefield is ruined. Something I wanted to say just about like the bomb timer was a good thing to bring up, but it was something that's tough for us is like the scale.
Yeah.
So last week at SC, it was the same game on Rush with 3 sectors, but the same one sector today, we couldn't see each other. I was talking to Michael and saying, hey, where are you on the radio? Trying to like be so we could sync up and make sure we had the same boundary established so no players were going beyond it.
Yeah, because I heard.
Whereas last week at SC, we could all see each other at all times. So if someone says, hey, the bomb is planted, I repeat that, it's immediate. We don't need radios. Whereas out here, the scale is so much higher that we can't even do it 30 seconds. That's what we're used to without factoring in that like the scale is so much bigger. So that is something we can take into consideration and being like, we're all about tactics and objectives. So we should be like, yeah, you're right. Give them 2-3 minutes to formulate a plan, do a flanking maneuver because fields like this allow that. Whereas the way we had it set up at SC, it was very much like,
you go a minute and no one's planning shit.
It's
never going to happen.
And that's why, like, I don't want to sound like I'm just shitting on the idea.
No.
Game's ruined.
Yeah, right.
30 seconds bullshit.
We were talking about this on the last podcast, and the same thing about scaling. I was like, in the beginning of the game, your recon class can start early. I was like, 15 seconds is not a lot on this field. And Dave's like, well, you could run from like, if you're really hoping
tower or something.
Yeah, you could run from the top of the trail respawn all the way to the other side of the mosque. I was like, maybe you're going to be like tasting colors and seeing sounds by the end of it. I was like, on a field this size, like you could realistically give the recon class like a minute or 2 minutes, maybe 3. And they actually have time to fuck around before the other team gets out of their respawn. It's just a scale thing. And I brought it up too. I was like, they're running games on the West Coast. Fields are smaller. Like it's just because they're not here all the time, they're not going to see that. We're running games every weekend here. So in this case, like the same thing, you guys like stopped the game and were like, all right, defenders fall back. I'm like, realistically, they could have done that and continued the game. Like you guys could just tell them like, hey, defenders, you have to fall back. In Battlefield, again, because you're based in video games, you just get the timer that pops up that's like, hey, you have 30 seconds to get to the next
that's
second.
what we don't have, right? And that's the challenge with all this shit. Exactly.
If only we could get a giant hologram to pop up over the field.
So like earlier,
So just buy meta glasses for everybody.
So side tangent for a second. Meta just announced they're releasing an Oakley glass. Like, I just want to know if it's ANSI rated because it's going to have the meta camera right in the center. I'm like, this could be the best Airsoft content ever. If that's the 87 plus, it falls within the confines of our rule set. They look like M frames.
Yeah. Do you think that they're going to be like, we should take into account the gun community?
Probably not.
Yeah, exactly.
But because like we had a couple conversations on the field today, and one of them we were talking about the scale, and we were talking about just running larger format games because you guys don't normally do this. It's like, in this instance, when we do that push game, we yell just with the megaphone because that same game, you're like, I accidentally brought the megaphone on the field. I don't need this. I was like, you might want it because you could have just said like, hey, defenders, you have to fall back. And now you have the megaphone. We're on a big field. This is something we do every weekend here. It's like, just tell them they got to start falling back and they're gonna be like, fuck, we gotta go to Fuel Depot now. Like shit. And they could do it under fire, which then doesn't break your game up. So it doesn't feel like, oh, we have to reset, start over. We're going to go back to it again. But again, for an SC Village instance, it might not work.
No, it wouldn't because what you're going to have is instantly the team who just detonated the bomb at A is already on Bravo.
Yeah.
And the defenders are trying to run into position. They're getting fucking lit up coming out their spawn.
At least out here, we have the scale where we can do that. And for prime example, when we do that push game, we do it slightly different. And this is just something that maybe for next time, if you're going to run it, you take it into account. Instead of having the defenders go from the mosque to Fuel Depot, we send them from the mosque down to CQB is where they're defending. And we have them respawn in this outlier building that you were during the Conquest game. You're like, here's your limit of advance. Don't go past it. That building is their respawn. So then they could just come up and they have the avenue of approach from left or right. They can envelop CQB from either side. Because now the way you had it set up, and again, this is not anything on you. It's just a critique. Both teams are coming this way and then coming down. Yeah. So they're fighting kind of in the same direction and not at the same time. At least in this format, you're keeping it as like a push.
Yeah.
Attack and defend and rush. But
I think ultimately for us to like hit where we want to hit in terms of the quality and consistency of events, that's kind of the next level is honing all the different formats in at the locations.
Yes.
Collaboratively with the people who work and run the fields because anywhere you play, you go to a location for the first time, second time, third time, you build a rapport with the field and you know all the nuance. It takes years to do that, at least
especially
for
now.
myself.
Like, this is your first time back since we changed everything.
Yeah.
Because we walked up this morning, you're like, oh, this is different.
Yeah, I mean, the map that we kind of built our maps off were slightly outdated. Slightly. Like not critically so, but you're looking at it and you're like, okay, these buildings are a little bit different. So we got to maybe adjust a little bit here and there, but that's the nature of the beat. I mean, it's like fields need to be adding stuff and changing and keeping it fresh for players, unless it does become stale.
You gotta love when fields have the map out front though, for you to like draw game plans and stuff like you guys have.
It was
that.
a brilliant
D14
idea.
has it in
Whoever
Texas.
came up with that idea. Brilliant one.
Yeah, no, we utilized that for the second game mode. Once we saw it was there, we put a little. We kind of built a little map.
We're gonna make
for things
as long as we're allowed to come back. Obviously, we're gonna make custom magnets for conquests that like show all the.
But really though, to that point, last time you were here was old CQB. What did you think of the new layout?
Oh man, it's crazy.
Chaotic, right?
It's crazy. I mean, I was just saying on the West Coast, we don't get that many fields with like multi-level buildings and connexes. SC is one of the only ones. So for us to come out and see that and for it to be airsoft only, and then to have the woods attached to it, which we don't get to play in, like that's crazy.
You think paintballers get pissed off? They're like, the damn BB's on the floor. I keep rolling on them, slipping on the BBs.
I mean, probably.
Might
but I'll
make
say
it
this.
easier for them to slide.
I had fucking paint on my car from working. I didn't even play. I was working, and I drove home with a big ass paint splot on the back windshield of my car just from parking in SC Village. Like that doesn't happen with airsoft. You might get a few dings, but no big ass paint.
With airsoft, you get the BBs in the tread of your shoes and your tires.
Yeah, I mean that's no big. You might break an ankle sliding on some BBs that didn't get sweeped up, but like God forbid you get some paint on your JPC 2.0.
Also, you said just clean your gear. Who cleans their gear?
It's kind of funny because you guys talk about, you're like, oh,
you only clean your gear when you have to turn it back in.
Yeah.
And in airsoft, you don't have to turn it back in. So stop cleaning your gear, you weirdos. It's gear.
Just
Gear's
smell.
one thing.
Just smell.
No. Gear's one thing, right?
Clean your camis.
You don't need. Yeah, wash your.
Oh yeah, wash your camis aren't gear; those are clothes. You sickos.
Please wash your camis.
Why? They're just gonna get dirty again.
Jordan,
No,
I'm
no,
looking
no,
at
no,
you.
Especially the
Holy
underwear.
shit.
Oh yeah, I'm one of the worst offenders. Well, okay.
You and Michael White.
Michael White.
I didn't wash these pants before last week and coming here, to be honest, because I was like, "Fuck, I forgot to wash these." They still have stains on them from SC Village. I'm a nasty bastard.
So for total context, like my shirts, I will wash them. My BDU pants, I'm gonna sound like such a pretentious fuck.
Here we go.
My woodland cries haven't faded in properly, so I'll just run them for like 6, 7, 8 weeks in a row because then the dirt from the field gets on them and they look faded like I want them to be. But even though I've run them through the wash machine like 8 or 9 times, I'm like, fuck it, I'm just keep wearing them. It's fine. And I'll just wear them like 5, 6. Don't worry, I washed them last night.
Thank God.
But BDU shirts and T-shirts and like my rugby shirts, they get washed every fucking week because I will fucking smell.
Salt water. There's a reason they call the camis salty. If you want to fade them, soak them in salt water.
There you go.
Oh, that might work.
It works.
I don't know, dude. Fucking. I will say this. I was always a big fan of like Flash Force Industries, their camouflage.
Oh, the
it's
FFI
cheap.
stuff. Yeah.
And it's like the best replica you can get. Fades pretty well. And then one time I was like, you know what? I'm going to splurge. And I got some Cry Airwar 2 and some Patagonia Airwar 2 pants. I got them off eBay or wherever the fuck. And
I remember this.
and the materials are fantastic. Like they're kind of worth it, right? And then I washed them one time. And that fucking Cry Airwar 2 top was like 17 shades lighter. And I was like, what the fuck?
So the AOR 2 and the AOR
How are you
1
supposed to
fabric.
wash them?
Apparently not in a washing machine.
Break the table. No, we're good. Okay.
the hell just happened?
The table just got fucking shifted 12 feet.
Oh, right.
The AOR 2 and the AOR 1 fabric that Cry used just fades so fast.
It's insane. I was
Yeah.
like, Jesus Christ, I paid like $130 for the top.
Do you have to like
woodland
cold
used to
wash
be-
it and air dry it? Is that-
Ask Evan. He knows how to. Sorry, Evan. I just did it again. He got so mad the last time I made that joke. The woodland used to be like that.
Yeah.
Like that was the thing. Like everybody knew, like if you bought woodland Cry, be careful about washing it because it fades, but then it looks real good when it's faded.
Sure.
Like the FFIs look like that real fast. And then Cry changed it. And I've had G3 woodlands for 2 years and they look brand new. Like, fuck. It just pisses me off.
I think it's a good thing.
It is. It's great, but it's so vibrantly woodland. I just like, I want a little bit of fade.
You just got to roll it in the dirt.
Why do you think
go
I
out there,
don't wash them for 8 weeks? Yeah.
But I mean, you can wash them, and then before the game starts, you do your stretches, and while you're stretching, you just swipe in the dirt a little bit. You get your thighs down in there.
No, I just drag them on the ground all the way from my car to the door.
Yeah, that's it. Just hook them up behind your car as you drive to the field, and just get them a little fucked up.
He looks like an elephant in the savannah.
Then they'll just look
taking
like
the
my
dust and,
renovation pants. I bought a pair of Ranger Green Crydex G3 knockoffs. I wore them all through renovation. They almost lasted.
Almost.
The grinder wheels we used to cut all the windows and doors out. Finally, like the last week, the sparks burned a hole in the stretch material on the leg. I was like, fuck, you almost lasted and you just faded and got comfortable because like Chinese G3s aren't comfortable until you wear them 200 times. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't do it. I'm so particular with pants. Like I like the fake combat pants that weigh 100 pounds.
They do weigh 100 pounds.
Like for me, I'm just the contractor pants is my thing. No built-in knee pads, just the old school. And there's like Cry, LA Police Gear, all these companies make decent ones. All the colors.
Oh, you're in LA. You guys actually have LA Police Gear.
They're
right there.
actually there. Yeah, they have a huge store and warehouse.
So if you got a couple shekels laying around, and you want some dope ass pants,
Just be very careful.
the Cry lightweight
G4s.
G4s, the field pants, and I've had both the field pants and the combat pants or whatever. Oh, they're nice. I don't know if they're $400 nice.
I was gonna say, didn't you destroy a pair?
Yeah, I blew out the crotch in one.
Yeah.
But
I almost bought.
they're so thin and so nice. Like they are the best combat pants I've ever worn. Like it's like putting on pajamas, but they're so stupidly, ridiculously overpriced.
I almost bought Cry pants, and then I realized that Jordan and some of the other guys here all have a pair of Cry pants that are now jorts. So I'm like, if it's gonna rip, because I'm outside and I'm doing outside things.
Oh, you could ask me. No, the reason why my multicam pants are now shorts is because they're 2 sizes too big. I used to be a 42-inch waist, and I didn't want to sell 42-inch Cries.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Good work.
Oh, thank you.
This isn't a plug for
Well,
them.
now he's a 40, but
No,
you know,
38.
Hey, 42 or 40 is better than 42.
You're right.
It's,
Yeah, you're
it's
right.
positive.
Yeah, no, 38. Thank you. So realizing the shame of putting a salty pair of Cry multicams on Facebook Marketplace that are a 42 long, I was like, I am never going to sell these.
Never.
I will end up selling them for $50. I can just take these pair of medical shears and make myself the most expensive pair of shorts. So that's what I did. Sean did it because no one would buy Multicam Tropic because there was a period where Multicam Tropic was taboo and you shouldn't wear it because it was cringe. Whatever. So he cut his into shorts, and Tyler did it because he saw Sean and I do it, and he's like, I have to cut my AOR2 pants into shorts. So that's why. If you had asked us beforehand, we would have told you it's because we're all fucking stupid.
because we're all stupid.
Yeah,
The Emersons are heavy.
they are.
That's like it's heavy in the pockets, like the cargo pockets are just like these massive blown out things, and I'm just like, bro, why? The knee pads? Just buy knee pads and wear them.
But what if you need a 12th pocket, bro?
But they don't sell the Arc'teryx knee pads to civilians.
Well,
anymore.
the
How am
issue
I
also
supposed to get cool knee pads.
you can't get camo patterns in the like contractor pants. Like you can't get like multicam tropic or multicam arid non-combat pants. They don't really exist.
So another company that has kind of come out of the woodwork recently, Born Primitive. You ever heard of them?
Yeah.
You have. So currently, I think they do all like the colors, right? So your solid colors, black and all that shit. But they did AOR 1, and then I think they're coming out with multicam. Those pants are another set of like extremely comfortable pants, and their shirts too, and they're not crazy in the price. Yeah, don't look at that one.
That is not Woodland.
No, that's gross.
First
Yeah.
one,
The only problem I have
$300.
with the only problem I have with the
That is
Primitive
Old
stuff
Navy Woodland.
Yeah, that's gross.
is that their AOR 1 is shiny.
Yes, because of the material that they use.
Yeah.
They use stretchy material. You can do all your ninja kicks and everything. Like, it's hella comfortable.
Well, it's like getting the
Ranger
good
Green looks
material too. Like I bought multicam black, but it's not real multicam black compared to my actual licensed Like I will say, I do have a real multicam black JPC 2.0. So anytime I get something else multicam black that's not, I'm like, liar.
It burns your skin when you put it on. Ow!
Oh, that's ugly.
No,
I'm looking
I
at
like-
their Woodland. That's
No,
ugly.
don't get the Woodland. Yeah,
That's
their Woodland is
ugly.
tragic. Their Woodland is tragic.
That's tragic. That almost looks like Greek lizard.
Yeah, there's a reason why I
I
don't
thought that
have
was
it.
a French CCE.
It might have been. But
Very well.
their AOR 1's pretty good. All their solid colors are pretty good. They're supposed to be coming out with multicam licensed multicam pretty soon. And that's like the only other pant that I would.
Dave's a shill for Born Primitive.
No, I have 2 pairs of their pants and I enjoy them both.
Speaking of being a shill, nice shirt.
Of course, I'm a shill for Zulu 24. Check out Zulu 24 merch. These shirts you can only get on site, so
They are comfy.
get
Your
wrecked.
favorite T-shirt.
Got some nice color to them. I enjoy them. They will be on the website after these sell out locally, and then you can get them in hoodies, long sleeve. What do you call those? Summer hoodies?
Summer hoodies.
Long sleeve summer hoodies.
Fishing
and the
shirts.
shirts. Sure.
You guys hold it down on the merch, man. Between the tourniquets, the maps, like there aren't fields who have just maps that you can just get that are laminated. Like that's fucking cool.
You know how many players walk up to registration? They're like, "Oh, cool, a map," and then they walk away. I'm like, "Whoa, $2, $2, come here, hey, yo, you're walking away with the merch. Come here."
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. How does that do for you guys out here? I heard the Northeast in general, just like a bunch of patch whores.
Patch whores?
I was told today.
Oh yeah. That's
Stickers.
patches.
Here's the
yeah.
crazy part, right? So everybody's got stickers. So the same guy that does the shirts, he just designs all sorts of shit, and he's got different people for different things. And we made a bunch of stickers, And I couldn't give those fucking things away. Dude, nobody wanted stickers. Like, everybody's like, stickers, you gotta have stickers. You gotta
Which
have
is the
stickers.
total opposite. I made stickers in here and they were gone like that.
No, I couldn't fucking give them away.
Dave's not the marketing guy, you know?
No, dude, it was insane, dude. I was like, look, we got all these fucking stickers and shit. Like, I made stickers of like the Zulu 24 logo, and then also like different shirt designs that we had, like the red skelly with the arrows in it and everything. And it was just nobody fucking wanted the stickers, dude. I was like, all right, fine, it's stickers.
You know,
And then everybody's like, dude, where's your stickers? And I was like, what do you mean, where's my stickers? I like gave them all away because I couldn't sell them. You know, like, fuck, man.
Yeah, man. Well, I will say, like, patches wise, we've done like some faction patches for this region for our events out here, and they sell. Like, especially like we sell some stuff on the West Coast, which is our home base. A lot of friends are out there, so it makes sense we have a market. But like compared to everywhere else we go, like the Northeast, you guys go crazy for patches, dude.
Sure. And actually, underneath that awning that I was showing you the other day, I have a good friend of mine. His name's Will. He's a tattoo artist, but he's just an artist in general. And he's making me a giant board that goes underneath there. And one's going to be like upcoming events, rules, and then a patch board.
Nice.
So if you're a team, you can like come up and put your team patch up there. That was like a big thing for a while. We used to have another board at the old location where you'd like staple your patch on there.
Whoa. That board is still there today.
No, it's not.
So
Did it finally come down?
Yeah, it's over in the burn pile.
the other day I was going through.
oh wow,
Yeah, that giant pile that's the
vindictive.
relic
patch,
of
bro.
old CQB over in the
out
lower
with the
parking
old-
lot.
That's a West Coast thing. We don't fall out of each other in the back up here.
Fuck yeah, we do.
I was going through some of my old stuff. The
Stare
other
at
day.
each other in the eyes while we do it.
I found both of my OG Zulu patches, 2014 and 2015.
Oh, so you have the red hamburger and the green hamburger?
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
I found them. I was like, I knew I had them.
No. I thought the red hamburger was the 2013 patch.
Red hamburger is the first batch.
Yeah, I
BK
thought that was
special.
2013.
Well, it was like a weird in the very beginnings of Zulu, which I was not a part of. I'm not an original owner, right? The name was Zulu 24. So the patch was like a tan background with like a Shaka Zulu shield.
Nice.
And then like two like spears and shit, and it just said Pathfinder on it because that was like a big thing back in the day. But then when I asked about where the name came from, it was like this totally different fucking thing. And I was like, so what the fuck? So if you turn it sideways, it looks like a hamburger, like, and so people call it the hamburger patch. So
Nice.
it's a cool patch now, but back then I was like, I don't fucking get this.
It's more for the lore.
It
probably, than
really
the
is.
design,
Yeah.
but
So every year in January we do our anniversary. If you have that original Pathfinder patch, you get them for free.
nice.
It's like you've been supporting.
That's pretty good. I feel like
for what year is it now? 15.
It's 2025. Next year's 2026. I believe next year is the 15th.
Yeah, 15. So
Yeah, 15th year.
get them for free if you have that. Last year only one guy had it.
There were a bunch of people that were like, I have that patch. I'm like, cool, bring it. I was like, Dave will give you free entry. He'll probably give you a handshake and a high five. And I was like, maybe he'll suck your dick. I don't know.
Not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that last part.
yeah.
Unless it's halftime of the Super Bowl and I'm getting like $100 million.
Is he drinking tequila?
Yeah, right. You get
But,
a punch in the dick for that.
Yeah,
Wait. So if you're about to win $1 million, at that point you will be sucking dick. Is that what you're saying?
I said $100 million.
Okay, or
Yeah.
even still.
Yeah.
I
need enough-
just want to qualify that is this man's price. $100
yeah.
million.
I need enough money so that
Editor, flash it up.
I need enough money so that after I'm done and people are like, oh, you just sucked a dick. I'm like,
What if it was 90 million?
Editor.
I know. I'm so glad
80
I made
million?
that joke.
no.
He said his line.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
85 million.
This guy principles.
87.
Come on, man.
Let me call my buddy. He's an expert.
Man, that's a momentous occasion. This year is the 15th anniversary.
There you go. 15 years.
Wow.
Somebody
Congrats, guys.
somebody asked me about it today. They were like, when is that? It was a random guy, Kev.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, because he wants to come.
Good for him.
We have to have him on the podcast, and we have to be like,
This one doesn't count because we have a guest.
we have been a podcast. We have to just.
I asked him
We
if he
have to-
wanted to be on
we-
tonight,
I tried too.
and he said, mention my name. So RGK,
There you go.
thank you for coming to Tactically Conquest.
I talked to
We'll
him
see you at Larceny.
about it.
We have to have him on and be like, so Joe Rogan's not a podcast, huh?
Yeah. No, I said that when he was here. I was like, this guy making up rules for podcasts that basically eliminates all the podcasts. Like,
He's forced us to make more episodes, though.
no, he's
So
right.
I told him that
He's
'cause
driving
him
it forward.
and I had like a 45-minute conversation about podcasts. And one of his things was he was like, yeah, just like I don't want to jump in on one and like be a part of it if like I haven't listened to everything. And I was like, you don't need to with ours. Every topic or every week is a new topic. And
Yeah.
we went into it and he's like, all right. And I told him about the Are You a Normie segment. He's like, that's fucking hilarious. He's like, yeah, okay, I'll be on. And then he started asking about scheduling. So at some point we'll work it out. He'll
He's a
come.
massive narcissist. Just clip that we talked about him, send it to him, and be like, "Hey, man,
I'm gonna clip the
Clip
part.
that
part.
I'm gonna clip the part of Dave and Anthony making memes about him. Sure, 100%.
Oh yeah, dude.
Because when I met him this morning, he's got like RGK patches all over him. I'm
wait,
like,
today you met him for the first time?
He's been here before.
I'm sure I've met him before, but
Yeah, he's been
today
here.
like was the first time being the Zulu social media guy. I was like, wait, I know who you are.
He said it had been at least 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
so it had been a minute.
he has been here before. Yeah.
It was pretty easy to spot him out. He had random guy Kev patches here. And
Yeah,
here,
dude.
And here, and I was like, are you Kev? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, hey, Zulu social media
You should
guy.
have been like, "Are you random guy George by any chance?"
It's like I tag you in a bunch of shit. He's like, I see that. I was like, yeah, nice to meet you.
Nah, Kev is a cool guy, man.
he's
Coming
cool.
from like the journalism media world, he's one of the few like journalists media outlets that Airsoft has, I feel like. So bring the podcast
Yeah.
category back, but
I talked to him
appreciate
a few
the
times
service
today,
he's providing
and,
just
No,
for the
for
industry
sure.
in general, man. It's cool.
He seems super cool. And one of the things like him and I agreed on in the beginning, I was like, we're starting to do like product review stuff in here where I'm trying to get companies to send us stuff. I was like, but I tell everyone flat out, if I think it's shit, I'm going to tell you it's shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, I love that. I'm like, yeah, that's what it should be. Like,
Yeah.
if we're going to do a product,
Not me. I'm a whore. I will fucking say whatever you want. Just send me $100 million.
yeah.
Flat. The earth,
He
the
will
earth is flat.
also,
The
he'll
earth is
also
flat.
do whatever you want for $100 million.
Halftime Super Bowl.
Oh, what was the other one we debated? Like Earth is flat. What's the other one?
That's the only one.
Oh, there's another one.
If you believe in the flat Earth, don't talk to me.
I'm gonna be honest.
Angels are actually aliens.
How long?
wait.
How long
That's
could a
not good
flat
enough.
Earth debate go before the person who is arguing for flat Earth just gets laughed out of the room? Like, how long could you argue for that?
5 minutes max.
0.
Yeah.
Dude, if somebody's like, "Hi, my name's Georgie and I'm a flat earther," I'm like, and then I walk away.
Hi, Georgie.
Like, no. You're too dumb to have conversations with them. Sorry. Like, you're just too dumb. Like,
It's delusional.
well, and they're like, you're like, yeah, but what about this? And they're like, yeah, but this and this and this. And like, that's just how you feel. 1,000 years ago, they did some mathematics and like proved this shit. Like, it's a settled case, Oh, so every time you look up with your telescope, everything you see is a sphere, but not Earth. We're the different one. Like, I'm sorry, dude. Flat Earth is.
It's because it's a hologram, brother.
Dave's
Please say it. Please say it. Do it.
I was just gonna say, if Earth's not flat, why can't I stand?
You're right. How do they stand up in Australia? They're falling off the ball. You can't put water on a fucking ball.
It's so true.
They're so
He gets it.
Did you see the YouTube thing that happened where some guy came out and was like, "I will fly out the biggest flat Earth influencer and the biggest
saw that.
the final experiment.
I guess like the biggest non-psycho influencer who just believes in the regular Earth. Yeah, the final experiment, and then they actually did it.
Yeah.
and they proved all the shit, and still the flat Earth people were like,
24-hour sun.
They were like, it was rigged.
Yes.
Like, there's somehow, and that's the thing is that if you believe in a conspiracy theory hard enough, there will always be one level deeper that the other
Yeah.
people. It's always
Everything can be faked.
I am enlightened and I see things that you will never see, regardless of what scientific evidence you propose. It doesn't matter. So it's like, what's the point?
Just remember, at the end of the day, those people are still allowed to vote.
I don't think that. I think they drive. Those people drive amongst us, bro. Like when you are stopped at a red light and you're about to go through, hoping this person is going to stop. You're like, this person might believe in the fucking flat Earth.
Dude, we saw 12 of them in New Jersey when we got off the plane on the way up here, dude. East Coast drivers are different. I will say that.
Psycho.
No,
Jersey drivers on the
I'm
West
sorry.
Coast.
Jersey
I
guys.
know a large chunk of our player base is in Jersey. Yeah, Jersey. Jersey drivers suck.
Yes.
Fuck them.
What if the Earth is round,
thought
but
jug
the
handles was a good
but the
idea?
geo map is a psyop, and there's a hidden continent that they don't want us to know about, and that's where they're keeping all the reptilian aliens.
Is this guy from Jersey?
Shut up. No,
So it's like the Earth isn't flat, but there's just a whole section of the round Earth that is somehow hidden from all the people that have flown around and
Yeah. How do you explain the firmament?
I was see like well,
I mean, the Earth has to be round because we have hop up.
Bro, it's like this is an American thing, dude. Like, there's no Russian. Like, Russia has satellites. There's no Russian that's like.
No, because they've already been killed.
What is this fucking continent, bro? Like, that'll be all over the internet. Like,
Because they're in on
it's
it.
only Americans
even
that are
There's
like.
no flat earthers
We're
in
asking
Russia
the
because
questions because we have freedom.
No, there's no flat earthers in Russia because they've already been killed.
Yeah, no, like that is beyond the level of free thinking. Like, if you're a flat earther, they're like, "What's next? Democracy? You're out."
So honestly, we could implement that here, and we'd be okay. I'm down for that one. I think Vladimir got that one right.
If all the
see
flat
a nerd,
earthers
be gone.
were moved.
Here's a 9x18. Enjoy.
So even okay, so they did the final experiment, whatever. They brought down a bunch, like 10 prominent flat earthers and like a couple just regular people, right? And it was like, dude, and it was like they were just proving the 24-hour sun, because on a flat Earth model, you can't have a 24-hour sun because we're crazy and we're delusional. And so they like set up cameras and all sorts of shit, and they literally recorded the sun, the 24-hour sun. So then, like, one of the prominent flat earthers like flew home, and he was like, "The Earth's round." And everybody was like,
converted.
Everybody in the flat Earth community was like, "You're a shill! Oh, you were paid NASA."
They said that he was drugged.
Yeah, NASA did
he
that.
was drugged. They drugged him with some truth serum that changed. Like, there was so much shit.
Flat earthers are important, and this is my look. I'm not saying flat Earth is real. I'm not saying it's real. They are important, and this is why. This is my argument. Okay, with modern education in America, how many people just believe that the Earth is round, even though it is? But how many of them believe it but can't argue that it is? They don't even know why it's round. They just believe it's round because they're told it's round. It happens to be true, but they can't make a case for it. They don't know why they believe it. So you need flat earthers.
I have to ask this for the
You
context
need
of the
knuckleheads to
podcast.
debate with. That's just what it
Earth
is.
is flat.
I have to ask this for the context of the podcast. Are you on your meds today?
Okay. Anybody who's been to the beach at an ocean can simply prove that the Earth is round by observation.
How many people in this country, because I've seen you see those street interviews where they ask basic questions they should learn in grade school and they can't answer it, right? How many people in this country that believe the Earth is round can actually
Articulate why.
articulate how the curvature means that the Earth is round? Like, how can
articulate any argument?
well, how can they refute a hardcore flat earther who has had a couple Reddit debates with round earthers and
by just being red pilled up. I don't know what to tell you.
right? But like, you can't just be like, well, I mean, it is round because all the basic, I don't know anything about what I'm talking about, arguments for why the Earth is round. That's what the flat earthers have rebuttals for, and it is banking on you actually not knowing why you have that
this
claim.
Piece of paper that says I went to college for 4 years, so I can pay attention to 4 years. I have a more articulate argument than you. I just don't know why.
Well, it's like flat earther, they have their arguments,
I
right?
know.
I mean,
They have
can
their
be like-
objections. It's like they're like army recruiters, right? You're like, I'm too old to join, and they're like, actually, you can join up to the age of 47. Like,
Your
they're
knees
trained.
crack yet? No, you're fine.
They're like pyramid schemes. Like, they're trained to rebut any response or objection you might have.
Well, they can be like, "Have you been to space?" You're like, "Oh, well, no, I haven't been." Like, I've seen the pictures. They're like, "Well, were you there when the fucking pictures were taken?" How
But
do you
have
know?
they been to space?
Oh, that's what. But it's like you can.
There is
There's no
space, bro.
there's
this
no
becomes-
picture. There's no picture of the Earth that's flat. At the very least, even if we're faking it, there are images that show a fucking
rounder.
yeah. So show me the space fucking flat Earth pictures. There aren't any because you can't.
Jamie pulled that up.
Jamie pull it up.
Yeah, Jamie pull it
like there are none. Like, even if you dismiss all the proof,
You're really trying to fuck up my
I just
Google
Googled
algorithm.
image of flat Earth from space, and I got all of this.
those are paintings. Those aren't pictures.
But I Googled image of flat Earth from
Yeah,
space.
but those aren't. At least NASA puts in the photos.
Google is part of the problem.
Yeah. We have all this AI.
It's really a design issue. That's right. Design
But
issue.
listen, look, again, to my point.
There's the flat Earth.
That's the pic. That's a crayon drawn.
Okay,
But it's
well,
from Getty
the
Images.
globe,
They're-
the
there
globe
is
you have
no-
in your office is not actually the Earth.
Bro, where is a motherfucker's space spacewalking over the flat Earth.
Right.
Like that's what I'm.
Look,
at least put some effort into it.
Okay, there's some effort in that
24/7 ISS view of
Flat
the flat Earth.
earthers require us to think, okay? Because when
there's some
NASA,
effort in this one.
listen, look,
That's a good one. That's a good one.
There's some effort.
Okay, that's fair.
There's some effort
I'm a
there.
believer.
Do we
That's
wanna
some real
trust-
shit. Look at that.
But-
Did you see that?
do we want to trust everything NASA
Dude,
says?
look at the moon. Look at the moon.
But I mean, it's still around.
I default to what they say.
You worked for Hollywood, so
about
you
the
tell me,
flat
was the moon
moon?
landing fake?
Yeah.
Oh,
the
good
footage
watch.
It's
for
in Warner
sure.
Brothers Studios. We know.
No, but that's what I mean. When NASA says there's going to be an alien invasion on November and they're hostile,
wait.
like they're basically being flat earthers.
What?
Like NASA's
There's
being
a-
a flat earther.
When is this happening?
Dude, honestly, with all
Okay,
this
this is the
AEP
second
stuff,
time
like
that
if
no
we're
one's
going
knew
down
about
that
that.
rabbit hole, I'm not much of a conspiracy theorist in general. Like I tend to think it usually falls somewhere in the middle across the board. But this UAP shit is crazy. Like
No, I'm good.
I saw this thing on social media the other day saying like, oh, it's actually coming from underwater, some congressional hearing. These are legitimate news outlets putting this stuff out, talking about AEPs and UFOs and all that shit. And it's like, at this point, we're along for the ride, whatever narrative they want to spin. It's like the amount of time I have to delve into the conspiracy stuff. I'm too busy for that, honestly, man.
Seeing
It's
as we're
the
at this
flat
point in
earth-
the podcast, I'm just going to leave this right here.
So
man.
how does this affect the
They're demons.
how does this affect the hop up on my GBB?
Yeah. So, well, because there is no Coriolis effect.
Okay.
So, because the Earth's the flat disk frisbee Earth.
There you go.
Oh, so you
If
are
the Earth
admitting
is
that it's a
why
flat
haven't
Earth.
we fallen off yet?
4chan literally brought that back, along with free bleeding, and among other trolls. And for some reason, these
Wait, free
idiots-
bleeding doesn't work?
latched onto it, and that's what they're rolling with. It started like 15 years ago. 4chan was a little baby. They were like, let's try this one, and it fucking stuck.
Remember when they got Oprah to say over 9,000?
I'm going to channel my inner Rich here. Welcome to an Airsoft podcast where we talk about conspiracy theories.
Well, it's not even
Yeah,
like I'm
not
not being a
Airsoft.
conspiracy theorist. NASA's saying that they see a foreign object in space that doesn't look like a meteor. Therefore, it's a hostile alien race that's coming to Earth.
It's kind of a big
yeah.
jump.
Like,
what else
how
could
do
it
you
be?
jump to that?
It's
You
what
know what I
we've been
mean?
training for, brothers. It
See,
is
like,
an Airsoft podcast.
I don't agree with flat earthers, but I also agree with debating with flat earthers, and I also agree with debating with fucking NASA. Okay, was
So-
the moon landing staged?
I saw this really articulate.
I'm just asking questions. That's not a theory. That's just a
this is
question.
for you, and I'll send it to you later. I saw this really articulated photography piece where they put some effort in. They went out into it was a lake, I believe, in Montana or Colorado, one of the two, and they set up 20 old school TVs and a big stack, like a wall. And they just had this dude sit there in casual business attire, but he put on. Did you play BioShock?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Like the old school scuba diving helmet.
Yeah.
And they took a bunch of photos to represent this instance of him being so sucked in by the news, by the media, by the outlets, where they photoshopped on. It was meant to be an art piece. Different 9/11 and the war in the Middle East and violence at home and COVID and all this. And they photoshopped it on all these TVs. And they were making this point of being so wrapped up in these and TVs and the internet that you're not taking in what's around you, which is why this photo shoot took place at this beautiful lake, snow-capped peaks, nice clear blue water, because you're getting sucked in by the internet, man. There's does it fucking matter? Probably not. It's probably just a fucking ruse. We see it all day, every day. Turn on your fucking, nightmare fuel box and go look at Instagram, right?
The internet's melting people's minds, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to go down that tangent necessarily, but at the same time, as someone who, I was born in 88, late 80s, so I'm 37 now, went through, the traditional route we were preached to in the 90s about going to college and all that. And
Yeah, you
it
gotta get the
certainly didn't live up to kind of the way it was presented to us in terms of hey, you do this and then you do this and then it works out this way. And I was fortunate in terms of my career path and the way it did play out. But at the same time, I will say one of the benefits of going through that process, and I'm sure the Marine Corps was the same way in a lot of ways, and any infrastructure where you can go and learn for yourself, right? And be on your own away from kind of your parents and the structure you grew up with, seeing different perspectives and always being someone who was into more so politics from the historical government infrastructure side of it, to then seeing how the influx of the internet has changed that conversation to where you can't even have debates about, laws, regulations, things like that without it becoming very culture warish. And unfortunately, it's having effects not only on the younger generation, but also like I'm seeing it with the older generation of like relatives, parents, uncles, grandparents. Like the internet's literally out here melting people's minds, man. It's part of the reason I don't really jump into the conversations about weighing in heavily on conspiracy theories or trying to attribute something, because also coming from the entertainment Hollywood side, there's obviously so many conspiracy theories about that industry, right? Some of them are true, quite frankly, as we're seeing with like Diddy and like people like that. But at the end of the day, a lot of the stuff they attribute to all these nefarious things, half the time it's just fucking money, man. And
It's always money.
and people are very selfish and corrupt, and we're all very flawed people. And I'm putting enough time at this point, having young kids to try and navigate just people's human nature, like to try and dive in on all these theories and try and provide any type of sway in other people's opinions on things. It's such a waste of time that it's not even worth going down talking about politics with the vast majority of people, because most people don't even have a foundation of knowledge of where the structures of our government came from, or the principles of why the Declaration of Independence and Bill of Rights were set up the way they were, because people haven't invested the time in that. But it's easy to watch a 3-minute YouTube video on UFOs, and then all of a sudden you're a space expert, an economist, a physicist,
A lawyer.
a lawyer,
We see it
a
all the
media
time with the-
professional.
We see it all the time with the tag grenade debate. It's come up
Yeah.
in recent weeks. It's like you watch a 30-second video about it and you're like, I know the fucking laws here. These are my rights. But I mean, also to circle back to that, you probably agree with this point too. You work in social media.
Yeah, 100%.
Probably the last thing you want to do is log on to your own personal social media and start fucking scrolling.
Oh yeah, 100%. I
Yeah.
still have it for the sake of like
Having it.
keep in contact with my big ass Mexican family. I gotta have it, but at the same time, like you see the downside of it, and it's part of the reason. Like it's just not a place you want to be engaging with people. You got to go touch some grass, and like, the whole thing that made me feel strongly about that was working in entertainment and seeing kind of the things people attributed to it, not realizing like it's because we fucking consume it, man. We're paying them with our
Wasting your life
views.
away on social media. And I say that knowing full well that my job primarily rotates around social media. But then like people look at me and they're like, oh, you didn't answer my DM. You didn't look at the 75 reels I sent you. And I'm like, man, you know what I do Monday through Friday? Instagram and Facebook, and TikTok, and YouTube. You know what I don't want to do? Log out of that and log into my personal one to sit there and watch more fucking content. I make it, I post it, I work it. I don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
I think people aren't constructive anymore because people hate to be wrong. And it's like, if you're wrong on the internet, it's almost like it's permanent. If you post something that people will prove that you're wrong on, you're like
you fucking lie about the first tactical league and then get called out.
Yeah, and that's I made
Tell the story. Tell the story.
You just saw in real time an hour ago.
I'm going to say is that earlier I brought that up almost like a point to be like, it's okay to be wrong about things on the internet. Like it's not that big of a deal. You can be wrong. But I'm sure some people would have been like, oh, I'll find the fucking thing that has the correct date and this and that.
Guy over here.
So I could, it's like
more of I was like, oh, let's fact check that before. Like our comment section, at least on the podcast, is pretty active. I was like, oh, somebody's going to correct him.
Oh yeah,
let's do it now.
But it's like, it's okay to not to like put something out there, and if someone proves you wrong, not sit there and dig your heels in, and then people be like insults, be like, well, your family's stupid. How could you know this shit? And you're like, well, dude, where's this coming from? Like people start bringing it out and it gets personal, and it's like, we're trying to have a debate about something that doesn't involve us directly as two human beings, but you're bringing it in like it's something we both have this deep vested interest in. And it's like, we're talking about two people that live thousands of miles away who don't give a fuck about you as an individual person. That's to me, that's my opinion about people getting so mad about rage bait. It's like the people you're getting mad about don't really give a fuck about you as a person.
It's not always rage bait. And even if it's not rage bait, it's equally, if not maybe more dangerous. Great example. AI is fucking with so many old people.
Yeah.
They are seeing things that they think are real, and it's affecting them.
Not even that. They're
Brad
seeing
Pitt
things
needs $30,000 from me. Okay, he got hurt in a car accident. He's been sending me personal videos.
Listen, if you're a scammer, fuck you. That's like a terrible thing. I just want to say that now while I'm on the internet. If you're a scammer, fall on a knife in front of your family because you're a terrible person.
There's someone in Southern California within the Airsoft community going around making fake profiles of different players and teams
that
and
happens here.
personalities.
Is one of them John Dozier?
I don't know, dude. It just
dude,
pops
that
up every
happens
2
here.
weeks. All of a sudden, we have like a new player account from one of our team members pop up.
I don't think
And then
it's-
there's a group chat going like, "Hey, fucking flag this."
I don't think it's someone in your community. I think it's someone in general on the internet because it happens here all the time.
What you're talking about the AI? Like, hey, my aunt's really sick in the hospital. Can you Venmo me $300?
No. So like,
imitator accounts of people within the Airsoft community.
so like Mitch's account is cyanide microdosing. We can say that because he's been on the podcast. You'll see cyanide _ microdosing 26 pop up, and it's the same profile photo and it's the same bio.
The
and it's
ones that message us.
label a new account. Sometimes they'll message you, sometimes they won't, and they'll just go and follow all the people that are on the original accounts list. What you're describing has been happening here for months. Months.
Well, what we noticed is that when they make a duplicate of one of our accounts, they'll DM one of us, and it's always the same exact story. It's, hey, bro, how you been? You know, and they still, it's like it's adapting to how it wants to type. It usually starts with like Ebonics, and then it might get a little bit more formal as you start typing because it's like kind of feeling out. But it's like, yo, what's up? Basically, this is the story that we
I'm
always
trapped
get.
in Europe and need $5,000 to get home.
Or it's like, well, no, that was real, and that wasn't Europe.
Mexico.
My auntie's my auntie's in the hospital, and I got to pay the bill, and it's so embarrassing. My card declined, so I got to get it re-up tomorrow. It's $200. Can you please just Venmo me $200? I'll pay you back $300 tomorrow, I promise. And we started we caught on to this in our group chat. There might be bleepable words here, Jordan. We sent it to the group chat, and we start messing with the fake account because we know it's fake. Like, I'm talking to fake Bobby, making up names. I'm talking to fake Bobby, and I'm literally sending the screenshots to real Bobby of what I'm saying to fake Bobby. And it's like, he needs to send money. And the trope we do is we just tell them that we're going to ourselves. So we're just like, oh, you need $200? We're like, you need, we're like, you need $200. Like, honestly, bro, things are not really going that well for me. How much do you, I'll just give you everything I have. I've really been thinking about ending it all lately. Just do me a favor. Don't tell my wife about this. I don't want her to try to stop me. I know she's just better off if I'm gone. And the best thing I can do is just end it all. And then they'll respond back. They'll be like, just don't forget to send the screenshot when you send the money over. So every time we get a new one, we send a screenshot. We're like, I can't wait to tell them I'm going to myself. Because it's probably bots. It's probably some AI thing. But
like, you don't, like, they dream too big. You got to do an account, like do a little time, upload some pictures, be like, hey man, I'm coming home from this event and I ran out of gas. I'm short. I left my card at the field. Can you help me out? Like, boom, $20 here and there.
Right.
You're asking for $200. Have you been to America? $200 for the hospital?
The hospital's
Bro,
a joke.
That's
Like
the fucking parking.
Oh shit. But anyway, let's take a break. When we get back, we'll talk about is it normie?
It was like a baseball.
It was his
team.
It was
family.
somebody else. Yeah, it wasn't. He wasn't actually. He had no real trauma in
There
his
were
life.
no Gold Star
Until
children
now.
there.
There were no actual Gold Star. We found that out after the fact, which I was a little disappointed about.
Until the video came out, then I was like, thank God.
Yeah,
'Cause that would have canceled us.
Well,
if the
that
other
would have been.
two
It would have been
didn't.
a.
Like,
That would have been a PR nightmare.
is it normie to bleep the funniest parts of every podcast episode?
Well, when you say heinous shit,
Listen, I don't think you have to bleep this part out. This has been aired out many
Oh
times.
yeah, it's funny at this point.
Listen,
the clip's great.
The
We'll
social
throw
media
it in the
arguments, the people calling out Antonio for being a cruel bastard, they have already been defeated. They have been pushed back into the fucking gates of hell that they belong into. It was funny. If you come to Airsoft and you get lit up, sucks a suck nerd.
Who's Antonio?
Oh shit.
Cloud.
okay, wait. So I have a question.
Cloud, yeah.
We have to bring this back to an old podcast debate first. Okay, so you guys play Airsoft on the West Coast a lot.
Yes.
Hear me out.
Eh.
Okay.
500 FPS. Dave's walking out. 500 FPS.
You can't do it out here.
In what context? Like,
Hear me
can
out.
you say more than just
No, here we
500
go.
FPS?
You are in the Philippines.
500 FPS.
yeah, dude.
Let me
What are we
get it
shooting
out.
at? Bugs?
So,
Like, yeah.
pre-registration only event, force on force at a mount facility. I mean, you could do it at somewhere like SC Village if you want. They got some pretty close quarters. 500 FPS, no med, real caps only, no face pro.
No.
Dude,
I'm from the West Coast.
Are you
if
a
you would have
normie?
led with no face pro,
Are you
that would have
stupid
been
as fuck? Yes.
Okay, so we kind of caveated on it.
Let's go one mic.
Like mouth guards, fair game. No big iron faces, no paintball mash, just 500 FPS, no med, real caps only.
No, dude. I mean, I'll be honest. You know, I'm coming at it from strictly airsoft background, not a hardcore motherfucker. I enjoy a cool, like, half-day Milsim. I'm not playing with no lower, quite frankly. That's just not what I do on the West Coast. I got to keep this thing looking clean for the wife, you know? And also 500 FPS. Nah, dude, I don't really want to get hit with that. Like 350, 400 is cool.
I think it'd be fun.
I like the DMR sniper rule because I like using different platforms and being able to snipe. 0 med, 500, no face pro.
Yep.
I did IDMS at Project N1, which is like no med, full auto.
Yeah.
Bro, got lit up twice. I'm still recovering.
Would you rather have Mouth Pro or a gun that works? If you had to choose.
Do I get to use a pistol?
Nope.
A gun that works.
Well,
Like,
I
if
feel
you
like
had-
that's
if you
just
had to
reffing.
choose-
No, I mean,
No, you're playing. But like
Who reps with a pistol?
Well, I
Wait
feel
a
like-
minute.
I feel like it's just
the
like,
gun works enough to justify you going on the field with it. And it works enough to justify you not walking off the field
do
with it.
I have something to protect
But
my
it's
teeth?
like practically ineffective.
Do I have
Oh,
anything
so
to
it's
protect my
it's the
teeth?
$100 SEMA AK that's all plastic everything.
Maybe like within 20 feet, you'll get that 100 FPS shot out.
Oh no. Okay, so you want the Dick's Sporting Goods special. You want the clear plastic M4 with the plastic gears.
Yeah, like that
That's
or
heinous. Don't do that.
or Mouth Pro.
a Springer.
When you say mouth pro, does that include like teeth? Do I
Like
get
any
it?
lower face pro.
But
If you
I'm
had it-
saying if I have the gun, do I get like a mouth guard, like a football mouth guard or something?
no.
to protect my
It's
teeth?
you're
yeah,
trading
Anthony's
one
taking
for
it-
the other.
Anthony's taking it way further.
No,
So,
bro.
so like yeah, if you have the poopy gun, you get to have your Mouth Pro. You're probably gonna need it if you're only shooting like 10 feet. You're gonna get pretty close to people.
Dude, I wish honestly I was that guy, but I just got too much other shit
Versus
going on, man.
no
Like,
lower face pro. Money's no object. You can have anything you want. No lower face pro. You get the nicest gun that can possibly be.
Anthony's ruining my argument.
I'll be honest, I'm pretty confident in my ability with any gun on an airsoft field to where I'll take the lower and just run with that.
But are you confident enough to not get your tooth shot out?
That's the question, and I don't really
How
want to find
confident
out.
are you? Will you put your faith in your
No.
abilities?
Hey, you play ball or you can get dunked on. That's just how it works. Like you're just playing an odds game. I've been hit in the face enough. It stings a little bit. It's not the pain. For me, it's like the fucking loss of teeth.
Yeah, that's
getting
why-
your lips shot up. Like,
why-
bro, I'm
and-
trying to kiss my wife and children. Like, nah.
It's
dude, I
always
got
the
too much
one
going on.
time when you don't have your mouth guard and you're like, this sucks, but maybe, I hardly ever get shot in the face. It's the one time you don't have it. That's when you get your tooth shot out.
This is like the Rich and Dick skit. I don't need iPro. I never get shot in the eye when I have iPro on.
No, it's I don't need iPro. I'm a grown ass man.
No. I edited them this week. You also said I've played here a bunch of times. Whenever I'm wearing iPro, I never get shot in the eyes.
I don't know what me and Dick are different people.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I have to transform.
We have a
There
comedy
is a
skit series
transformation.
here where we have a guy named Richard, and then he portrays the Dick, and Rich does everything right, and Dick does everything wrong.
Be a Richard, don't be a dick.
Yeah, 10 out of 10.
Dick is evolving. Everything he does wrong sticks to his character.
Before we continue down this, I have one more question. You brought up you guys do a gas gun only event to start every year.
Yes.
What is that?
It depends. So it's kind of evolved. We're, 5 years in now. So we're still kind of tailoring it. But our larceny event has been a very popular format. It's like a cops and robbers thing. This will be the first year we're running it as a gas blowback only event. Previously, our gas blowback only events were small squad based skirmishes at different local fields in Southern California, full force. We've run them out here at events. We're going to be at Extreme Airsoft next week hosting a full force event. But it's a mix of different game modes, mostly objective based. We just like giving people the opportunity to run kind of unique platforms that they maybe don't get to run in other arenas because of length of the field or field rules, what have you. So we're just all about creating more opportunities for people to run their fun stuff in the way it was meant to be run. LMG's full auto, SMG PCCs running full auto at 350 no med. So just try and create some like tailored game rules that take advantage of the platforms and allow people to do stuff that they might not either get to do at other places or be effective doing it in other places.
So with the gas gun only,
yeah.
it truly gas gun only. So are you allowing like HPA tap shit?
No, so it's gas guns, and then we usually allow springers and anything bolt action. So single action rifles.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty neat. I was just curious because like I've been a gas gun guy for 10 years. Dave has recently started to dabble in it. And we always joke about doing gas gun only stuff here. And he actually asked me, I think it was last week or last weekend, does anyone do a gas blowback only event? I was like, not to my fucking.
We're the only ones in our area who do them, period.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What I will say is the pace of play, especially where we're at, because everything's really connected.
Down.
Not even necessarily. It is a little slower, but it's more movement based. There's a lot more tactics usually.
Yeah.
I mean tactics with quotes around it, right? But
you have to be more deliberate with your movement.
Correct.
And you have to be like go into it with a plan as opposed to, I mean, we discussed this. The moment he had a gas gun on the field, he's like, oh fuck, I can't dump 30, 40 BBs without having to reload. Like this is different. And I've been used to it for a while, and I could see a lot of people jumping right in there like, oh, I don't have an EPM1 anymore.
It changes the calculation both as an attacker, right? Trying to be aggressive, but at the same time as a defender, you don't just have an endless amount of suppression that you don't send at people. So it changes the movement and nature of the gameplay. I think you guys would especially with the community you have out here, I'm sure you guys would see some really unique guns, and the guys who did show up would probably really enjoy it. Those tend to be lower attendance than when you open it up to the public.
Yeah.
I would definitely sector off maps and think like do some smaller scale game modes.
Yeah.
And then maybe at the end or the beginning, you do like a larger scale one just to see how it plays.
Gas gun only would be awesome for like a cops and robbers game.
Well, that's what they were talking about.
Yeah, it's like Ready or Not is kind of like the theme we're going after. Kind of,
we've done Rainbow Six before, like a siege game mode, which we were talking about taking things from other places. Project N1 has this format called IDMS. We did it competitively. There's like one season of competitive game modes of this format that they created, but it's where we stole our medic system for our indoor games. Because out here we use a tourniquet, more Milsim based, but indoors we use a snap bracelet system. So every player gets a snap bracelet, and anyone can medic you, but once the snap bracelet's off, you're dead. You get what I'm saying? So
Okay.
it's a way of tracking it. And with the indoor arena, it's nice because you just pick up all the snap bracelets, get everyone ready to go for the next round. There's a quick turnover.
Yeah.
It's not needed out here. The mechanics are just different. But man, there's a lot of cool ways. That's the advantage we have where we're at is like, if you have a cool idea, there's probably somewhere you can execute it. It's already built out.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. I was curious because you brought it up and we kind of brushed over it like gas gun only. I'm in. I want to do it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it sounds really cool. Anthony, you know what time it is? It's Normie.
There we go.
What do you have today, Jordan?
We always try to get Jordan with that one.
Yeah, not gonna.
thanks for the heads up about the special effects there. That was
Man.
woke me up.
We're fucking integrated here.
If I could remember which one the clapping one was, I would have used it before when you guys were going on about your Marine Corps stuff.
You can add it in post.
I can. You are 100% correct. Is it normie to do a full UCP ACU kit?
Yes.
Like full kit, like
we could
helmet cover.
We could go full regalia. We could talk any aspects of ACU. I'm about to get called out and made fun of. I know it. I run ACU.
I can start this one. Like many Is It Normie topics, I was a normie at one point in my life. And my first time playing Airsoft, I wore my whole JROTC ACU that was issued to me in high school.
Fucking normie.
Which honestly, less effective than if I wore jeans and a t-shirt.
Okay.
Yes, the answer is yes. The answer is yes. There's no question about that.
There were no 1990s couches for me to blend into. So
I don't know, because there's an MSW group that does full ACU kits and it looks fucking fire. So
but they're not,
does it look fire?
Yeah, it does.
Does it look fire?
Yeah, it does.
it's a throwback, right?
Yeah, it is.
They're also wearing like the super high speed gear. Like it's a Ranger thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
People wear leather pants on 80s night at the rollerblading rink, but it doesn't make it good.
But it's a full ACU kit. They got full regalia.
Depending
No,
who's
it's not,
wearing the
because-
pants, man. Let's be real.
Yeah. He's right. But no, because this is what we're all thinking in our heads. We're thinking the IOTV, the old school flak jacket. like that is ACU, the full ACU top and bottom, the ACU helmet cover, the ACU 3-day pack, the floppy fucking leg holster, the like
Cross draw vest.
cross drop. Yeah.
Oh, see, the more you describe it, the more I'm like, yeah, this is pretty normal. My first airsoft like BDU kit was ACU, but on top of that, I was wearing all.
As a Marine?
I wasn't a Marine yet.
Okay.
I was
Fair play.
I was a prospective military member.
Okay. All right. I didn't wear multicam for like 4 years after I got out because I had some army shit.
Brother, multicam wasn't even a fucking thing at this time. ACU was the multicam. That was at the time. ACU was like, this is multicam. It can blend it. It can blend in with the city. It can blend in with the rocks. Good for Iraq and Afghanistan.
Is it though?
No, it wasn't. But that was the marketing shtick that they were trying to sell to the soldiers and Marines, or I guess Marines never had to go down that path.
Thank God.
Just the soldiers. We actually got good digital.
I still think Marpat's.
But I was like,
Doesn't matter, still works.
ACU like bottoms, I guess, the pants and the jacket with, I think it was like a olive drab cross body, like that kind of whole thing. So I feel like that was pretty normie with just the ACU part. It's like the ACU and the floppy holster or the cross strati, that is normie.
I think what also makes it like hyper normie now is that there's so many better options that are cheap.
It looks good.
No, it does. Okay.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. Okay, you guys are like huffing some copium or some shit. It doesn't look good. I'm sorry. You can put
ACU?
all the GWAT gear you want on.
looks so
you
good.
still look fucking stupid.
And like almost by default, you have like the blouse and you have like the normal trousers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like
An ACU Mitch 2000 just looks good.
no, it
thing like-
doesn't.
like,
Oh my god! I will go get mine out of the back. It looks so good.
It doesn't matter where it's at.
Put it on. Put it on for the rest of the podcast so we can see how good it looks.
I got it. I got that.
so bad.
Marpat works as a camo. Multicam works as a camo. Fucking OD Green works better as a camo than
On the East Coast,
UCP. AOR1 works as a camo, but UCP Delta, it was made to blend into everything and it blended into nothing.
Okay,
No,
like, this
UCP
is-
Delta is different.
Sorry, not UCP Delta. I meant to say UCP. That was like a slip. The exception is UCP Delta, which is
Slightly better.
and it's only based because of its rarity. If that was standard issue, it'd be
The other requirement too, I think, is blousing your boots. If you're wearing UCP, like, and you're blousing your boots with, like, then it's just like, oh man.
I
It's just like
unironically blouse my
it's a
boots
mashup.
sometimes.
It's a mashup of uniform cultures in a way.
Yeah, I used to hate blousing my boots, but
I have one point of reference for ACU, and it's the ACU crew based out of Northern California. It's this husband and wife couple who used to come to all the TAC leagues. Shout out to them, playing out in Fresno with like Undead Fred and that crew. But it's like the most normie couple, you know, just out there like having a great time, running around in their like orange tip rifles. And to their credit, like they hold it down on the field, but they're known as the ACU crew in California. So that's my point of reference. So it's got to be normie, man.
Good. It looks so good.
Nope.
It looks so good.
I mean, I rest my
nods
case.
on
Yeah, take
anything,
those
man.
nods off.
Yo, the nods add so much cool value.
Take the Honda Civic off your fucking head there. And let's
Take the mount off too.
yeah, right. Like,
Fuck no, the mount makes it.
because that
Still looks good.
oof. Have you had your eyes checked recently?
Yeah, actually, I had to because I need new contacts. And
Yeah.
in New York, you have to get a new eye exam once a year to get new contacts.
Yeah, your doctor needs to be fired.
And to Anthony's case, because I own it, UCP Delta is even better. Way better.
Way better for what?
Oh, dude, it looks so good.
It's like for like rocks that have some dirt on it. It's so bad.
No, it's so good.
so bad.
for you, I'm
Jordan's
wearing
just a
this.
hipster because everybody thinks that
Yeah,
UCP
that's-
sucks.
yeah,
He's like,
that's
well,
right.
now it has to be cool.
I thought he was just a Minecraft fan.
He's also mixing
I
it
hate
with like
Minecraft.
he's also mixing it with like
Ranger Green.
Ranger Green. So he's like, it's like this shit sucks. So let me like put some high speed gear on top of it, right? Like it's so bad, dude. It's so bad. It blends in with literally nothing.
Can you bleep this? This is gonna be
Sure.
really bad.
That shit would work. That would work for SC Village back then.
He's like, see, I got some UCP. It's not bad. My best friend's UCP.
I'll bleep the first half. I'm not bleeping that out.
Dude, to get back on topic and what you said, SC Village is probably the most normie place to play airsoft that I can think of.
Really? I want to play there.
Is
Bro,
it
go
deserty?
there. Well, because of just like
That's not desert.
Like, is there sand?
It
There's
varies.
dirt
It varies.
on certain
But
fields.
I will say
Is sand
it's
getting in
only
your guns?
normie-ish because they accommodate to everybody. Like they accommodate down to the people that are there with like their rentals that have never played airsoft, that are like holding the guns like way out in front of them, that are wearing ACU, all the way up to like dudes with tapped out HPAs that are fucking dudes up for a living. So it's like you get the best of both worlds at SC, but you definitely get a lot more of like the
General audience.
I would say like the more, I call it like the birthday party audience at SC, where it's literally people where it's a group of 20, 10-year-olds that have one or two of them have played airsoft and they bring all their friends and they just go have a fucking blast. And for them, fun as fuck. But for me looking, I'm like, they look like a bunch of normies out there.
So I know for a fact that there is a few of them out there. How often do you guys run into boss units?
In SoCal,
Yeah. Really?
Not a single one.
not a single
Really?
one.
I know for a fact because I shipped them. I know there's like 10 out there.
They're going to Milsim West events in Victorville.
And then they just don't play open
That's
plays.
pretty much it, because they don't have the ability. Like most of them don't work with their local fields, and the fields don't have a relationship. Not every field, but a lot of them won't allow a boss unit.
Really?
Actually, I will.
They're like, shh, you're gonna wake up Gavin Newsom.
I will issue a
need more
correction. I
polar
did see a
stars
boss at Operation Lion Claw in Victorville, because I remember
Yeah.
being out there and being like, "This is Lion Claw. They don't allow blink fire."
Yeah. Okay. Because I saw some videos on the West Coast of a couple of them at Victorville games or Hill 559 or stuff like that. And I was like, oh, they're making their way out into the wild. Because like, I know I've shipped like a good amount of them to the West Coast. And I'm just like, how often do they get seen? Because here we're kind of spoiled. We see them every weekend.
They're awesome.
They're fun. We love them. But I'm just curious because like, I don't know. We've heard one person so far say their outdoor field wouldn't allow it. That's why I didn't know with the West Coast, like if there's been any pushback.
Honestly, we haven't even had them out there to know one way or the other.
Yeah.
I'm sure for our stuff it would be no problem, but
For like
I can
normal
imagine
play.
certain fields they're gonna be like, oh, it's like blank fire, you can't do that.
Yeah, because we had a player come in and he's like, my local field to me, let me play with it for a couple weeks. He's like, and then they were like, no, you gotta stop this. You can't allow it.
Yeah.
They got a call.
Yeah, they got a call.
We just haven't seen them, quite frankly. Like we see them at the specialty events, the
Yeah.
Milsims, but aside from that, they're just not a regular thing. You send them to Biohazard though, they'll fucking be out there.
No, I'll be testing it out. Papa Mike said he's going to buy me one for Christmas.
Okay.
Only
Thank you in
get out.
advance, Mike.
I would think that SC might allow that because they're right next to a shooting range. Like they literally share their its property line is with a very big shooting range who does
Or Hoggies.
yeah, they do all kinds of stuff out there. So you'll hear them, just dumping. So it's like if they're like, oh, we don't want people to think we have real gun stuff going on near here. It's like, right, literally half mile away. It sounds like a war zone every Saturday.
I'd imagine it might be a little bit alarming if you hear that loud banging like really close to you all of a
That's
sudden.
fair, that's
like
fair,
on
yeah.
your side of the property.
Even
or
to-
at the range, they hear shooting on the other side of the property
That's
line.
all- yeah, that's
and
true.
they're just like, what the fuck? Who fucking?
Now it's a two-way range.
Well, even today, I'm sure you guys are a little desensitized to it popping off just because you're
for
so
sure.
used to it. I forgot they were a thing until it started going off next to me, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" It took me a second, and I realized, like, "Oh, he's got a boss unit."
I don't even hear them anymore.
Yeah.
All I hear is
Yeah, I remember because at one point it was on the hill during that rush game. You were like recording. It was Sean and Patel were both going at the same time. And you're like, gotta get the camera. And I'm laughing, walking by going, it's so fucking cool. Like, these are
Yeah, I
awesome.
heard you.
Yeah,
dude.
it's so fucking cool.
But you know what's not cool?
what?
ACU.
So fucking cool.
UCP.
I'll die on that hill.
How are we voting? Normie.
Normie, very normie.
Normie.
Every time I look at it, I think of Modern Warfare 2. So yeah, Normie.
Jordan? Modern Warfare
That
2?
was a
you think
golden.
normie? Are
That
you
was a
fucking
golden
kidding me?
era of my life,
These young children,
but
don't
still,
know.
normie.
It's not. It is if done incorrectly. As we've said with everything,
Jordan's a normie.
with the normie topics,
Jordan's a normie.
if done incorrectly,
Hey, kick
yes.
rocks, normie.
Kick rocks, normie.
I'm not even gonna say where that came from. I don't want to fucking oust myself there.
All right. Well, let's start landing this ship. Mike, Tactical League, you guys, thank you so much for coming out. Thank you so much for putting on a great event. Thank you so much for sitting down and having a little chat with us. Where can everybody find you?
All right. So if you want to follow Tactical League, our national event series at Tactical League, if you want to follow Biohazard Airsoft and our various content creators and Milsim players at biohazard.airsoft. And then just in general, follow PTS Syndicate, Goon Tape, all of our partners, host fields. Thank you guys again for having us. Can't wait to be back out here, and we'll see you guys soon.
All right. With that, good night. God bless. We're out.